Remember when I was in this very spot meeting?
I do.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
So that's never healed. I've got to go
A year later?
I've got to go see a specialist now.
What?
Steve. I mean, you saved my life that day.
That's not crazy. Isn't that crazy?
That's what I said. Yesterday when it's what's coming out of it, Jim. Nuts.
Some I would do.
He's watching golf. You're doing whatever you're doing. I'm drinking coffee.
I'm tweeting. I'm promoting the show that we're doing.
I already tweeted.
That way. Can't give you a hard time.
You guys hear me?
Got you loud and clear, William.
Gotcha.
What's your Twitter? Why can't I find you?
My name is Steven.
Steven. That's it.
It's a one.
Do you follow him? I think you gotta follow
I do.
him. I'm pretty sure he's got.
Can't be tagged in photos. That's the issue.
Oh, yeah. I was getting bombarded with hate stuff, so.
That
Your
happens.
career path?
That
Really?
happens.
Yeah. You got nasty.
You were a mayor, and now you're a talk radio host?
Yeah.
Interesting.
In politics, you tell me that gets divisive.
Interesting.
What? You guys ready?
Yep.
Mike,
Here we go. Game one, the 2025 NFL season has arrived, and it is a heavyweight bout here at Lambeau Field. The Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers kick things off at 3:25 this afternoon. So good to be with you on the Sunday afternoon. Happy week one to you. Happy Packers season to you. Thanks for hanging out with us. And Alex Strouf alongside Mayor Steve Scaffidi, the man, the myth, the legend. Gabe Neitzel is here as well. Mr. National, Mr. Worldwide, just like Pitbull. Good to see you, fellas.
Hey!
Let's go.
I've been thinking about this for how many months? 6 months?
About 6 months.
When we sat here in the draft, squishy ground of the NFL draft, this has been the moment. That I have tons of thoughts on this game, but the biggest one is this is a season that most of us who have been following this team for a long time, me a lot longer than you have, more anticipation than I can recall since maybe 2011.
WTMJ. Hey, you know what? Reggie White is coming to Green Bay when no one thought that was going to happen. 4-year deal. We all know what happened there. So that's what I'm thinking about this game. It's the culmination of two things. One, Micah Parsons, and two, we're going against a team, let's be honest, that kicked our you-know-whats for the last couple of years. This is a big moment. It's not just opening game. It's Detroit. It's Micah Parsons' debut. And by the way, beautiful day for football.
It's impossible for that move to mean as much as Reggie did, just because Reggie choosing to come here as a free agent, like the first ever big free agent signing in NFL history after they fought for so long to finally get that. And with where the franchise was in 1993, trying to turn the corner after a couple of decades of futility, and obviously Reggie, that signing, Brett, Holmgren, got us to where we are today. But, I mean, if this goes as well as everybody thinks it's going to be the second biggest transactional move that the Packers have made in their history.
I looked it up. Reggie signed 4 years for $19 million. Bargain!
Micah's
going to make that in 3 minutes.
Historic deal when the Packers.
He gets sweaty, he's made $10 million. It's like, this is a whole different thing. But I like Reggie, like Woodson, this is one of those game changers, and I'm listening to all the smart guys who talk about football on all the networks and on our own station, ESPN 94.5. This is a deal that should propel them to bigger things. We know what we've done for the last 10 years, right? We've gotten close.
It immediately catapults them into Super Bowl conversation.
Absolutely.
It just does. And they're top 6 in favorites at every sports book in the United States for a reason, because Micah Parsons is that big of a game changer. Gabe, I know you've talked about this several times over the course of the last week plus now, but it's rare you see a point change in terms of like the point spread. The Packers were 1.5 point favorites. They're now 2.5 point favorites the day they made that trade for Micah Parsons. He's not a quarterback. He's a defensive end. He's an outside linebacker, and he moved the spread a full point.
But there are 2 positions in the NFL that can impact everybody else around you. It's the reason why teams pay a premium for them. Obviously, quarterback is one on the offensive side. A game-changing, game-wrecking pass rusher is what it is on the other side. I mean, the Packers had a difference maker in their secondary last year in Xavier McKinney, and he certainly helped the defense. I don't want to diminish what Xavier McKinney has done. I think a lot of people are excited for what Edgerrin Cooper can do at the next level. He was somebody who won a couple of Defensive Player of the Weeks last year, and I think he can take that step forward. But Micah Parsons can make everybody better. He's going to take attention away from Rashawn Gary and Devontae Wyatt on that defensive line. Should open up things for the linebackers. And, oh, by the way, worried about the cornerbacks and the depth? They're not going to have to cover as long when Micah Parsons is on the field.
What was their final rank last year in defense? It was top 10.
7.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, 7. How much better are they with a healthy Micah Parsons?
They have
top 5.
They have the potential to be the best defense in the National Football League. It's
And
as simple as that. They have a game changer at every level of the defense now. Obviously, the aforementioned McKinney, Parsons, and a guy like Edgerrin Cooper you think could be a really, really good player. First rookie in Packers history to win 2 Player of the Weeks in the NFC last year.
Their pass rush last year was deceiving. They finished top 10 in sacks. They had a couple of high sack games and against the Titans, and I can't remember where they had like 7-8 sacks, where a big chunk, a big percentage of their sacks came for 2 or 3 games. And a lot of their pass rush that they were able to generate was Jeff Hafley just getting into his bag of tricks. Yes, technically the Packers were rushing 4, but they were dropping somebody back. They were trying to get guys up near the line of scrimmage. This opens up Jeff Hafley to be a better defensive coordinator as well, because now he doesn't have to dream up with these exotic blitz looks. He just goes, oh, yeah, we got Micah Parsons. We can just put 4 guys up there. They can just rush the Packers. They can rush the passer, and we can do what we want with our 7 guys behind that. When you think of the defenses that have had success, deep playoff runs, what did the Philadelphia Eagles, what were they able to do to make Patrick Mahomes, one of the best quarterbacks of this generation, look so uncomfortable in the Super Bowl? Got a pass rush with just 4 guys. What did the Giants do against the New England Patriots the 2 times they were able to defeat them in the Super Bowl? Generate a pass rush with just 4. The Packers now find themselves in that category of teams that can do that. Micah Parsons changes the game that much. That's how good this guy is. There was an article that Bill Barnwell wrote on ESPN.com talking about the impact that he can make. And according to an advanced analytic, expected points, EPA, expected points added, when he was on the field for the Dallas Cowboys, the last 4 years, they had the best defense in the NFL over the 4 years. When he was off the field, the Cowboys had the worst defense in the NFL. That's the type of game changer he is. It is why you underpay, I would say, with 2 firsts and a
well, especially when you're
Kenny
drafted
Clark.
at the bottom of the draft.
Correct, and you're expecting those to be in the late 20s. And look, Kenny Clark is a great Packer. He was a great Packer. I think everybody loved Kenny. And the fact that he's entering his 10th year in the league and still has yet to turn 30 is insane. But you give up Kenny Clark to get a 26-year-old game-wrecking defensive end 11 times out of 10.
What storyline changes for Rashawn Gary, Lucas Van Ness? I mean, come on.
Specifically Gary. I mean, look, this is a guy who, back in the day was the #1 high school prospect. He went to Michigan. He was good there. He's a top 15 NFL draft pick. He's paid like an elite pass rusher, though the statistics don't show he's ever been an elite pass rusher. This year is the first year I feel he has the true opportunity, and obviously a huge help by having the other guy on the other side double-teamed all the time. He has the opportunity to finally get that ever-so-elusive double-digit sack season that he has not gotten yet in his career. I think this is huge for Rashawn Gary, to your point, Steve.
What will we see as far as plays for Micah Parsons today? What do you think? Third down?
25 to 30.
Yeah, I think 25 to 30. He'll play obvious passing downs first, second. And we'll see him on a little bit of third downs, I would guess, in the second half if it's a close game. But I think he'll play quite a bit, and he'll make an immediate impact because he's that good of a player, but
Is that
he'll
because
be
he's
limited to a point.
Is he nursing something, or are they just being
Allegedly.
cautious?
No, I
Well,
think it's
no.
more cautious.
I think
thing.
it's cautious because, look, the back injury is not a concern to me whatsoever.
Agreed. I don't think it's real, to be honest with you.
I'm not that concerned about it. It's one of those things where the Packers, if it was a real issue.
What's it called again?
Now-
It's a word I mispronounced, and I got corrected
Yeah,
on.
we got corrected on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, too. Now I'm forgetting about it.
L4, L5 something sprain. That doesn't actually exist, regardless.
Yeah, joint sprain
Yeah.
in his back. But
Facet.
yes,
You're saying it doesn't
facets.
exist, or a doctor says it doesn't exist?
I'm not a doctor, and I'm saying it doesn't exist.
No, I mean, might there be something there? Sure, but the Packers have the most conservative medical staff.
Correct.
Yes, they do.
And if this was going to be a long-term concern, they would have flagged it, and this deal would have never
I
happened.
don't know. I saw the videos of him throwing a big-ass medicine ball, and it didn't look like it affected him very
Again,
much.
he was wrenching his back against the blocking dummy earlier
He
in
looked pretty darn
practice.
good.
It's a thing, Steve, where, and this is what happened, not to bring up the Chicago Bears, but when they traded for Khalil Mack did not participate in any practices throughout that month of training camp, and when they came to Lambeau Field, only put him in kind of obvious passing situations. You're getting reacclimated to a team, or acclimated to a team. I think it's just a matter of he hasn't gone through contact. Yeah, he's able to run and try to keep his cardio up, but even though they don't hit like they did back in the 90s and have two-a-days during training camp, that contact is still something that you have to ease your way into. So I think it's a situation of the Packers are easing him in, not because of the back, but because he didn't go through any contact or practice during training camp as he was trying to figure out the contract situation in Dallas.
What I love about Micah Parsons is, I don't know, I'm sure you've read what he's said at some of these gatherings, the press gatherings. He's here to win a Super Bowl. He's not here to just play well. He's here to win a Super Bowl. He loves his franchise already. They welcomed him about as much as you can welcome anybody. I've seen all the videos of that stuff. This guy wants to succeed here. I think this is going to be a moment that Packers fans who are in attendance today, whatever that is, 70,000, whatever the heck it is, 78,000, they're going to love to have. I'll guarantee you, if they don't, they're stupid. Introduce the defense, introduce Micah Parsons. Have to.
100%. Like, that's what, I mean, the quarterback was
The quarterback asked
earlier
for it.
this week.
Yeah.
Jordan Love is going, what are we doing?
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, introduce Micah Parsons last for a huge pop as they're
Absolutely.
doing it. And yes, I believe the Green Bay Packers will do that today. It's the only thing to me that makes sense. And you talk about him wanting to be here. And I think part of that is the Cowboys didn't want him. Mm-hmm. After all of this was going down, he went back to the Cowboys and said, hey, I want to be here. Let's see if we can figure this out. And Jerry Jones and the Cowboys said, play on the fifth-year option or leave. And he went, all right, I guess you guys don't want me. Mm-hmm. And the love that he's going to feel today here at Lambeau Field, I think he's going to be excited and say, I made the right decision. And already we're starting to see. Because there were some questions about Mike as, okay, is he a good locker room guy? Is he about himself? He does this podcast. And already he has come to Green Bay and said, you know what? Everybody here is all about ball. Mm-hmm. I'm leaving the podcast. I'm not going to do the podcast right now. I'm going to worry about ball while I'm here. And you can see the difference that a locker room can make for a guy, right? Mike is still young. He's going to be a leader on this defense eventually. The more he gets here, but he has bought into the culture almost immediately. And I think that's another thing you should be excited about if you're a Packer fan.
I'm not a guy who writes thank you cards. I'm going to send a thank you card to Jerry Jones this season if everything works out.
Should also write one to Shane in New York for McKinney.
Yeah,
he let
right,
Saquon
right.
walk. Also, Philadelphia got him.
Yeah.
Bad GMs. Brian Gutekunst, not one of them. That's the great Gabe Neitzel.
Well,
That's the mayor, Steve Scaffidi, Alex Strouf with you.
And shout out to Goody, because I am one of the people that gave him a hard time this past offseason when he was, again, the statements that he made. Hey, we need to up our urgency. I think it's about time we win championships. All right, Brian, what are you doing to try to get a championship to Green Bay? Yeah, you're adding on the periphery, but there wasn't a lot of urgency, and I understand some of that is you have to find a dance partner. Mm-hmm. One of these pass rushers actually has to become available, and only dumb teams trade away a pass rusher like this. And he was able to be aggressive and get a deal done fairly quickly by all the timeline and reporting that's done around all this.
As much as I talk about the happiness I felt and expressed when they hooked up with Micah Parsons, I took greater joy in seeing Chicago, all of their sports guys and gals they were so disappointed because
It
was like,
Micah's
oh
not
my
that good
God.
anyway.
He's
only got
bad
one
in the
sack.
playoffs. Wah. We get to find out for ourselves because
Yes.
Micah Parsons, ladies and gentlemen, is a Green Bay Packer. Hey, early goings, first quarter of the noon games, the noon slate in the NFL. How about this? Bijan Robinson, 51-yard touchdown reception for the Falcons. They have an early 7-0 lead over the Buccaneers. Chase Brown runs in a touchdown for the Bengals. They lead the Browns 7-0 early. In Indianapolis, the Colts over the Dolphins 3-0. Tyler Warren, the tight end, who was a first-round pick here in Green Bay a couple of months ago, 3 catches, 43 yards in his first NFL possession. The Colts lead the Dolphins 3-0. Raiders up on the Patriots 7-0. It was a 26-yard touchdown reception for Trey Tucker from Geno Smith in that one. Jets lead the Steelers 3-0. Aaron Rodgers just took the field for the first time as a Steeler
And was
at
sacked.
MetLife Stadium. Was sacked and booed by the fans at MetLife. So not a great start for Aaron Rodgers out there. No score in the Brad Nortman Bowl of Panthers Jaguars and no score in Giants Commanders. Hey, we're here at the Tundra Trio tailgate for Green Bay game day, and you know it wouldn't be a Wisconsin football game without brats on the grill and Coop's mustard on top, baby. Coop's is part of our game day tradition, from classic yellow to what I'm holding right here, the spicy brown. They bring the flavor, my favorite, Coop's mustard, spreading the love since 1897. What is the biggest question mark for the Packers as we enter the Week 1 game against the Detroit Lions? We will discuss that coming up next. It's Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin.
More Green Bay Game Day coming up on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Okay, gang, we have to talk about the all-new ESPN app. The most live sports, the best championship moments, and so much more. Monday Night Football, college football, NBA, WNBA, NHL, NWSL, college hoops, volleyball, softball, gymnastics, lacrosse, the list goes on and on. Plus, shows like SportsCenter with SVP, First Take with Stephen A., College Game Day, the entire 30 for 30 library. It is all of ESPN, all in one place. Sign up now.
College students, are you looking to make your campus living more comfortable, functional, and fashionable this year? Let IKEA help. From innovative storage solutions and furniture to maximize your space, to fashionable bedding and accessories to make it uniquely yours, IKEA is helping make college living truly inspired by you. And now, qualified college students can save even more with 15% off their IKEA purchase when they sign up for IKEA Family for free. Visit IKEA Oak Creek, IKEA Schaumburg, or check out the Ready for College section on IKEA.com/US to learn more.
At Tony Wendorf & Associates First Weber Group, we do more than close deals. We serve with gratitude and faith-filled purpose. We've sold over $300 million in real estate since 2020, one of the top-ranked real estate teams in Wisconsin, and we're just getting started. What sets us apart? We care. Even if we're not your agent, we'll still help. That's the kind of stewardship the community deserves. If you're buying or selling across southeastern Wisconsin, let us earn your trust. I'm Tony Wendorf, and I want to create your red carpet experience. Contact us at wendorfteam.firstweber.com.
Get ready to say goodbye to those bland seltzers at the ballpark. Carbless is proudly Wisconsin-born, crafted by real people. A husband and wife team who wanted better cocktails in a can. They're locally made and blissfully better. Carbless offers a bold, true cocktail flavor that's made for baseball fans. Available in fan-favorite flavors like lemon lime, black raspberry, cranberry, and mango, bringing the craft cocktail bar to your seat. Refreshment that matches the energy of American Family Field is Carbless. Full of flavor, no sugar, and no carbs. Just game day bliss.
Back to school means back to savings with Exterior Pros and Baths. Right now, get $3,000 off your roofing, your siding, your windows, or your bath project during the fall savings event. Don't wait. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com to claim your $3,000 savings and book your free estimate. Exterior Pros and Baths, Wisconsin's trusted home improvement experts. Trust the pros.
With a dedicated Milwaukee team, Fifth Third Bank knows what success looks like. For 15 years, we've been serving businesses, organizations, and individuals in the area with a long-standing commitment to the healthcare and not-for-profit sectors. Whether it's expansion to commercial payments, Fifth Third offers a full suite of financial services and solutions to navigate your organization's complex needs. Experience the difference with Fifth Third Bank. National Association, custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
Nathan has taught me to embrace the moment. Age-wise, I'm in my late 60s. I'm old enough to be his grandfather. Will he be embarrassed to acknowledge me as his dad? I think the most important thing we can do is let them know that they're safe, that they're valued and cared for and loved, and that they're important.
I knew I wanted to be adopted by him because of how he taught me to be the person who I am today. And it's coming from a dad that didn't expect to become a dad, and I feel very proud to be his son.
That was what he needed, and he was what I needed. Every day is full of new opportunities. That's what it's been about, realizing the simple things that it takes to make such a huge difference in these kids' lives.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care at adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Week 1 NFL season. It's Packers-Lions. The first time in head coach Matt LaFleur's career, he will open the season at home. Hard to believe the Packers have not hosted the season opener at Lambeau Field since 2017.
My knee!
My knee! That was 2018. Were they in Chicago or was that here?
That was here.
Okay, then 2018 would be the last time.
Yeah.
I thought that was in Chicago for some reason.
No, that was right here at
Bad
Lambeau.
info. That's why we keep Gabe Neitzel around.
Sunday Night Football.
Indeed. Everybody knows where they were for that moment. That was a great game. Alex Strouf, Gabe Neitzel, Steve Scaffidi hanging out with you. It's Green Bay Game Day presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Right here on ESPN Wisconsin.
Speaking of Aaron Rodgers, he has thrown his first touchdown pass as a member of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
He can't play quarterback.
Yeah, little
still good.
boot action thrown on the run. So he had a couple of big completions of 20-plus yards on his first drive as a member of the Steelers.
I think that's going to be bigger than most people expect it to be.
Yeah, I mean, he was playing better than most people want to give him credit for late in the season. And, again, part of this is his own fault for saying that he could recover from his Achilles injury and be perfectly fine at the end of the season in which he injured it. But turns out when you're a 40-year-old athlete, it takes you some time to recover from said injury. So he was looking better, moving better at the end of last season. And I think that being in a culture where the Steelers are, kind of like we were just talking about with Micah Parsons, Aaron re-entering into a culture like that is going to be great for him, and it's going to be great for the Steelers.
Sure is, and it'll be fun to see as Aaron Rodgers' Pittsburgh debut underway. They lead the Jets 7-3 in New York, his former team at his former stadium, as he was met with the Boo Birds, but now is met with a lead. 7-3 Steelers up on the Jets here in the noon slate of Week 1. Gabe Neitzel, Steve Scaffidi, Alex Strouf with you here on Green Bay Game Day. All right, let's dive into the Packers a little bit deeper. The biggest question mark for this 2025 season, I think if I asked you that question 2 weeks ago, you would have said the pass rush. Now, Micah Parsons is a Packer. Maybe that's not so big of a question. Gabe Neitzel, we start with you. The biggest question mark for you?
Biggest question mark for me, it's not fun to talk about. It's not sexy to talk about, but I think that depth along the offensive line. I think they have 6 guys that they can trust, and Jordan Morgan is guy number 6. You suffer an injury or two. We saw how important that is in the playoff game last year at Philadelphia, where they suffered some injuries, had to put some guys in some uncomfortable spots, and it just kind of blew up in their face. So I would say my biggest concern right now is that depth of the offensive line. I think the 6 they have are really good. I think that Rasheed Walker winning that left tackle job, surprise, surprise. They keep putting him in competitions. He keeps winning those competitions. Zach Tom being completely healthy. He wasn't healthy last year. Didn't think he played that well last year. Would have been third-team All-Pro if that was a thing, right? Received the third most votes at that right tackle position. Him being fully healthy, he can be one of the best tackles, if not the best right tackle in the league. And the Packers think that Elton Jenkins is an All-Pro center. So I think that this offensive line, when healthy, can be among the best in the NFL. But if you suffer an injury or two, it gets pretty dicey pretty quick. And you need 6 or 7 offensive linemen you can trust. I know maybe getting that 7th one is a bit of a luxury, but you need 6 or 7 you can trust to get through an entire NFL season.
Steve Scaffidi.
This gets harder and harder to pick every year because you think about it, special teams, kicker, punter, pretty good.
Yeah.
We got safety.
Shout out Daniel Whelan, just got a contract extension.
Woo! Yeah, everybody on their special teams, the long snapper, the kicker, and the punter, all getting contract extensions this offseason.
Jordan Love feeling good. He's ready to show what he has beyond what he's already done. We were concerned about the pass rush. That's fixed. So where does it take you? He talked about the offensive line. That was one of my picks. Cornerbacks. How good are they? They're going to get a lot of help because they got a pass rush now, and they got great safeties behind them. How good are their cornerbacks? Are they good enough? That's what I would.
I feel better about the corners than most do, and maybe it's just I feel about Keyshawn Nixon the same way I feel about Rasheed Walker.
Mm-hmm.
Every time you ask more of Keyshawn Nixon, he gets better and better. Oh, you're just a slot guy. Well, but now we have some injuries, so now you got to play on the outside. Oh, you can do that too? Oh, well, now we need a cornerback one. Oh, and this is a big ask. This is a nice big step up for him. But every time the Packers have challenged him with something bigger and trying to expand the role that he previously had, he's been able to step up for them. So I feel really good about Keyshawn Nixon. I like Carrington Valentine. I know Nate Hobbs, the big question for him, can he stay healthy? So it's not a great start for him. But especially when you factor in Javon Bullard being their nickel guy most often, I think they have enough athletes on the outside and in the slot where they're going to be able to navigate the position.
Athletes. What do you think of this Bo Melton story? I'm intrigued by it.
I'm intrigued by Bo Melton. I don't know how. I mean, it depends on Nate Hobbs' availability, which we'll learn in about an hour and a half today. But I would imagine we don't see a ton of him on defense.
No, but I mean, to make that transition is incredible.
It's incredible. He made the roster. Obviously, they love him on special teams. He's their gunner, probably the best since our friend Jarrett Bush was their gunner on special teams over 10 years ago now.
Wow, just gonna forget about Jeff Janis like that.
Jeff Janis was a good gunner. You're right.
Unbelievable how quickly they forget.
Tossed
Steve,
to the garbage
how
bin.
quickly they forget.
Come on.
You're the best, dude. That's so funny. That's so good. The biggest question mark for me today specifically, who the hell's returning kicks and punts?
Ooh,
McCole Hardman was not elevated from the practice squad yesterday. Jaden Reed's dealing with that Jones fracture in his foot. Keyshawn Nixon's your top corner. I don't know if you want him back there.
So who's going to do it?
I don't know. That's why it's the biggest question mark for me. I at least have a theory or an answer.
Good theory.
I don't have one for this.
I don't know if on kicks, if that's where you put Emmanuel Wilson in, just because with the new kickoff rules that
my
they
guy
continue to
Emmanuel
tweak.
Wilson, yeah.
Very big believer in
fan,
Emmanuel Wilson over there in Alex Strouf. Used to hate him, now he loves him.
That's true.
But it's more like a running play, so I think having a running back in that situation, especially with someone who's got some speed and a little shiftiness the way that Wilson does. The punts are the bigger question to me. I don't know if that is a position where you just put Jaden Reed out there and because you trust him,
I don't want that.
Hey, call for a fair catch.
Sure, but
and just catch it, secure it, and then you don't have to worry about it.
This is a game where I think plays like that are going to matter. Like, it's going to come down to every single opportunity, and punt returns are an opportunity. So fair catching every one, and granted, the Lions don't punt the ball a whole lot. They go for it on fourth down a lot, but that's still an opportunity. I don't love the idea of just putting Reed back there to fair catch right away like they did. I'm blanking on the name of the guy who they did that with in the 95 season, I think it was. They just did fair catch on punts all the time. Regardless, I just don't love that, especially
Freeman
today.
was returning punts in 95.
Yeah, I think so.
And he had a punt
that.
return for a touchdown that
You know who will know the answer is Jason, who joins us in the 1 o'clock hour. Jason Wilde will join us in the 1 o'clock hour. Our buddy Rob Domofsky will join us next segment as well to break down all things Packers Lion. Those are our biggest question marks. Let us know what yours are on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee, at ESPN Madison. Of course, on the Carbless Talk and Text line, 800-990-3776. Another big question mark is, well, just how good can Jordan Love be? Obviously dealt with a slew of injuries last season, which began in week 1 against Philadelphia with that knee injury, then dealt with a groin injury, and now he's dealing with a thumb injury as he tore a ligament in his left thumb, his non-throwing hand. In the preseason opener against the Jets, had a procedure done on his thumb, but seemingly seems okay in recent practices.
And I know we all feel pretty good about Jordan here, but this is, in the Micah Parsons addition, I think obviously has changed the tone for this team. It's probably changed the tone for this show, because otherwise I think we'd be talking a lot more about Jordan Love and how this is a pretty big season for him. I think we know what the floor is for Jordan. Right, he is already proven he is a good starting NFL quarterback. Can he be a great one? We've seen that greatness come out of him every once in a while, but we need to see that more consistently. It's why it's a big season for him. And even with the addition of Micah Parsons, if this team is who I think they are, and that's kind of in a group of about 6 teams that I think are the best in the NFL, he just has to step up and perform like Toyotathon Jordan Love a little more consistently.
He was injured most of last year in various different ways. All right, and where did he finish in the quarterback ranking? He was still pretty good.
Probably top 15.
Okay.
Probably
so
15-ish.
a healthy Jordan Love with better talent, some great receivers, young receivers, but we got the superstar to be Matthew Golden.
Yeah, let's crown him already. I'm ready to do it.
Gold.
I'm ready.
Come on, Matty Gold's going to have that's my well, you didn't ask me that question, but that'd be my pick of that's the guy that's going to shine today.
Oh, we'll talk about that at 12:45 this afternoon as we do the Network Health I Need a Hero. We will take a look at that after we are joined by Rob Domofsky, who we will be joined by coming up next. Gabe Neitzel, Steve Scaffidi, Alex Strouf with you. So good to be back with you. It's Green Bay Game Day presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin.
touchable.
Can we just real quick address?
We could probably throw Strouf as far as we get into the stadium.
Yeah, probably. I am a lightweight.
We'd have to do it together.
Can we just address something real quick before we get to Rob Gronkowski? It's a lot of Honolulu
telling us
blue.
to pay attention.
Yeah, shut up, you idiots.
Okay.
There's a lot of Honolulu blue in this parking lot.
Yeah, there is.
Well, again, that's because their team, they've got a lot of expectations. I'm not shocked by that. They want to get the opportunity to see their team.
I don't think there's a better matchup for week one. Like, even if you look at the entirety of the Packers schedule at home against the Lions week one, I don't think you could have chalked it up any better.
This is a great game. Great game. 325. Almost all the nation's watching this game.
Yeah.
Will be.
Other than, like, Houston.
Yeah. The weird quirk of it being on CBS, too, because the TV contracts are kind of jumbled and you lose games like, the one we had on Friday night that's exclusively on YouTube.
On YouTube with our buddy Rich Eisen,
So you got to spread them out. So you get the rare NFC North matchup where you got Jim Nantz and Tony Romo on the call.
Yeah. Brats, coolers, friends, you've got it all, but rolling into the tailgate with a clean car? That's the real MVP move. Keep it spotless with the Tsunami Express Car Wash membership with 13 locations and growing. It's easy to swing through on your way to the action. Tsunami Express. Wash, chill, repeat. You know who's chill? Our buddy Rob Demovsky, the bold, the bald, the beautiful. He joins us coming up next. It's Green Bay Game Day presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin.
You're listening to Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin.
This summer, your wishes take center stage at WishFest at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Play your favorite games with your Potawatomi Rewards card all summer for over $1 million in prizes and earn entries into the WishFest prize drawings on Friday, September 26th. Your entries from July, August, and September all count. Plus, 5 lucky winners will have their ultimate wish granted. Wish big, win big. Only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Oh no, there's only seltzer left, and it's passionberry almond fruit? Who comes up with these? Kick the aluminum can to the curb and mix up a cocktail you actually want with Tito's. It tastes great, it's gluten-free, and it's available in a variety of sizes for your convenience. The flavor abilities are endless. Tito's Handmade Vodka, the official spirit of whatever you want to drink. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Whoa! What are these? Screamin' Sicilian loaded breadsticks. Available in 2 great flavors. Cheesy garlic or pepperoni. Both delicious. Screamin' Sicilian doesn't play around. They're fully loaded breadsticks that come in their own bakeable tray.
Dang! Woo! These are next level. Are they the main course?
Nah, just the appetizer. Find Screamin' Sicilian loaded breadsticks in your local grocer's freezer section. Screamin' Sicilian loaded breadsticks. Bring the party. Bring the flavor.
Any coach will tell you, games are won in the preparation. The same's true in cybersecurity. Trend Micro helps businesses move from reactive to proactive with cyber risk exposure management. That means real-time visibility into your risks across cloud, email, endpoints, and networks. For over 35 years, enterprises worldwide have trusted Trend Micro to prepare, protect, and perform. Don't wait for the next threat to blow the whistle. Get secure now at trendmicro.com, because the best defense is being ready before the game even starts.
Grand slams and walk-offs. If you haven't jumped on the bandwagon by now, what are you waiting for? Siding Unlimited is Milwaukee's very own national champions. That's right, Siding Unlimited installs windows, and we do it really well, earning the prestigious Pella Platinum Premier National Certified Contractor of the Year award 5 times. New windows? Our expert team will deliver on a smooth, hassle-free installation, making you feel proud of calling Siding Unlimited for your window project. What's the next step? Call 262-567-4513 or go to sidingunlimited.com.
You're back at the gym. Your new gym outfit? On point. Your new sneakers? Baller. You've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with Access Checking. It's maintenance fee-free with no minimum balance requirements. So when you take your first yoga class in 10 months, your body might surprise you, but your checking account won't. You've got this with Access Checking from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
Hey, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Buying a roof, siding, or windows can feel overwhelming. Hidden costs, confusing contracts. We don't play that game. We educate you so you can decide. And when you know the facts, Infinity Exteriors is the clear choice. Since 1997, we've installed peace of mind with no surprise upcharges, flexible budgets, and immediate financing. Infinity Exteriors, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
For your next night out, revel in the fusion of artistry and flavor with Sushi at St. Kate, offering guests an elevated experience where freshness and creativity converge in every bite. St. Kate the Arts Hotel introduces an exciting new sushi menu to its culinary repertoire. Indulge in the finest seafood, freshest ingredients, and expert craftsmanship for an inspired and delectable dining journey. Experience the art of sushi at St. Kate and learn more at stkatearts.com.
This is Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, live from just outside Lambeau Field in the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin mobile studio. Alex Strouf, Gabe Neitzel, Steve Scaffidi hanging out with you from the Tundra Trio in Green Bay. We go inside Lambeau Field now. We are joined by our buddy, ESPN NFL Nation reporter, covering the Packers as good as anybody, our friend, the bold, the bald, the beautiful, the great Rob Demovsky joins us now on Green Bay Game Day. Rob, happy football season, buddy.
It's great to finally be at week 1.
It sure is. Yeah, you sound real excited about it, too.
Why does he sound like he's 100 years old? What's going on in there? Come on, Rob. Fire up.
Hey, I feel like week 1 was like 2 months ago when we started training camp, man. We've been going for a while. You guys are just jumping on the bandwagon now. Where you been?
Oh, so it's our fault. Okay, that's a shot.
I like that.
That's a shot across the bow from Rob Demovsky. Very good, very good. Rob, will we see Nate Hobbs, the cornerback, or the wide receiver Jaden Reed today? Those are the two names to keep an eye on come injury time.
Yeah, it seems like Reed and Dontavion Wicks will both play. Both those guys were questionable. I have my doubts about Nate Hobbs. He's just done so little since he came back in practice this week. It wouldn't surprise me if they held him out another week. I know he told us back in early August when he had the knee surgery that he'd definitely be back week 1. But it took him a while to get back to practice. And, from what we saw this week, he didn't do a whole heck of a lot. Now, maybe they do put him out there just in maybe the base package or use him in situations. But I wouldn't also be surprised if they hold him out till Thursday.
Hey, Rob, I'm going to steal Alex's question. Who's returning kicks for the Packers?
Well, if you look at the depth chart, none of the guys that are on the depth chart you would want returning kicks. Keyshawn Nixon, Jaden Reed are the 2 kick returners listed as number 1 on the depth chart. They also list Matthew Golden. I wouldn't use him in that role either. It's a great question. It wouldn't surprise me if they used maybe either Emmanuel Wilson or Chris Brooks on kickoff returns.
Chris Brooks.
Punt returns, it's anybody's guess. It really is. I don't have a great feel for what they're going to do there because, like we said, none of the guys on the depth chart are anybody you want to put out there. And unless you just throw Jaden Reed out there and tell him to fair catch everything and not worry about it. But I don't know. I think that's a great question.
So you mentioned Matthew Golden, and when you take a look at Matt LaFleur and the evolution of this offense, obviously they heavily featured, rightfully so, Davante Adams when he was here. And since Davante left, they've been searching for that number 1 receiver and really waiting for somebody to step forward. It seemed like every day, Rob, you or somebody else who covers the team on a daily basis was tweeting out or writing about another big play that was made by Matthew Golden. I understand he's a rookie, and everybody's excited. But is he going to be the featured receiver in today's game?
Would not surprise me at all, Gabe. It really wouldn't. This is a guy who every day, like you said in training camp, did something that you hadn't seen the previous day. I can tell you this. I guess I don't really know what first-round receivers look like because we haven't seen one around here in so long. I don't remember what Javon Walker looked like as a rookie. Then. But if this is what a first-round receiver looks like, man, why didn't they do this sooner? But in all seriousness, I don't think, and I've asked everybody else on the team, around the team, in the media, who maybe I missed something, but I don't think I've seen him drop a pass all training camp, and no one else really has. The closest thing anybody can come up with, might have been either day 1 or 2. In training camp, there was a ball that was kind of thrown really, really high, and he went up, jumped up, tried to get it, went off his fingertips, and ended up being picked off, I think, by Carrington Valentine or Omar Brown, if I'm not mistaken. But my point is that this guy, he's answered every question. He's stayed healthy. He's practiced every day. He hasn't dropped anything. His route running seems really crisp. And the quarterback, most importantly, seems to really like him and trust him.
Rob Demovsky, our guest here on Green Bay Game Day. And congrats, Rob. That's the longest Packers conversation you've had in a week and a half without Micah Parsons being mentioned. But that ends now. Micah Parsons will play today for the Packers. Obviously, he packs quite a punch. He's going to bring quite an impact to this Packers defensive line. How much do you expect to see Micah Parsons today?
My guess it'll be 20, 25 plays. If I had to guess now, it depends on, some games have 60 plays, some have 75 plays. It sort of depends on the type of game it is. But I do think we'll see him. In fact, I would guess we'd see him on the very first third down of the game. Here's the thing that I think not a lot of people are talking about with Micah Parsons. Yes, this helps the defense. Yes, this makes their pass rush better. It helps the corners who don't have to cover as long. But to me, it helps the offense from a couple of standpoints. One, we haven't talked about Jordan Love at all this week, right? So there's a little, not that there's any more pressure on him, whether we were talking about him or not, but it sort of takes him out of the spotlight a little bit, which I think he kind of likes. He has not been one of these rah-rah, bang on my chest, look at me kind of guys. And this has allowed him to sort of go about his preparation relatively quietly this week. So I think it has helped Jordan Love from that standpoint. And quite frankly, it just helps the offense when you got a guy who's going to get you your defense off the field and get the ball in your hands quicker.
Another guy that I haven't heard a lot of talk about is Josh Jacobs. I mean, he's just like workman-like. What has he said? What are the coaches saying about him? I assume he's ready to go, but he's been sort of a quiet guy for both the training camp and preseason.
Steve, you know what my favorite thing about Josh Jacobs this training camp has been? I talked to him early in the year, and I used this in a story on ESPN.com earlier in the week. But, he had this great season, right? 1,300 yards, 15 touchdowns, something like that. And I was talking to him about, what can you possibly do for an encore? And he said that after the season, they all go back and watch every clip of every play, right? But he went back and specifically watched the plays where he thought he should have gotten more, the 5-yard gains that he thought should have been 10, the 10s that should have been 20, the 20s that should have gone all the way. And I thought it was really interesting that he mentioned specific games, and one of them was a home game here against Detroit, where he had a run that he admitted he sort of gave up on it because he thought he was going to get hit and wasn't going to be able to get through it. And when he went back and looked, there was a game against a play against the Texans as well that he mentioned specifically, where I went back and looked, and I should not have given up on those plays. I should have gotten more. And to me, that was an interesting sort of look at the way Josh Jacobs went about looking at his, by all accounts, incredible first year, and he went back and found the ways that he thought it should have been better.
I know we're all excited about Micah, and unfortunately part of that was Kenny Clark. You make that trade 11 times out of 10, but who's going to fill the shoes of Kenny Clark at defensive tackle?
Yeah, it'll be really interesting how do they shift Lucas Van Ness inside a little bit more. Van Ness has had, his best training camp. Granted, that's a low bar, but he's had his best training camp in the 3 years that he's been there. Colby Wooden and Carl Brooks have both been here for multiple years. These are guys that are not new to this team. They're not new to this scheme. And then you've got the two rookies. And we spent so much time early in training camp talking about Nazir Stackhouse, the guy who continued the remarkable streak of undrafted rookies making this team. I think it's 21 straight years they've had an undrafted rookie make the team. And, Stackhouse isn't just a good story. He's a big-bodied player who they think can really help them right away against the run.
Rob Demovsky with us here on Green Bay Game Day. Alex Strouf, Gabe Neitzel, Steve Scaffidi hanging out with you from just outside of Lambeau Field. Well, Rob, it is officially that time. For the first time this season, I give you the floor. How do you think this one's going to play out? It should be a doozy at Lambeau Field. Kickoff at 3:25.
You know what the crazy thing, Alex, is? Remember when the Lions could never win here? Well, I believe they come in with a 3-game winning streak here at Lambeau Field. Right?
That's correct.
Now, all of a sudden, they don't have any trouble winning here. I think that stops today. I think this is a Packers team that knows it has an opportunity here to open a season at home for the first time since 2018. I don't know if there's even any players on this team that were here the last time they had a Week 1 game at home. I think all the excitement around everything that's gone on with this team in the last week or 10 days I just find it hard to believe that they don't come out and use that to their advantage and start fast. And one thing they have to do, though, they have to start fast because all those division losses they had, especially the two to the Lions last year, they fell behind. So I look for them to get out early, get a lead, and hang on to win a close one here at Lambeau.
I know we all have immense amount of gratitude that we get to call this work. I also have immense amount of gratitude that Rob Domofsky just said the Packers are going to win. Rob, thank you.
All right, guys, we'll be seeing you.
The great Rob
His
Domofsky.
energy was awesome, by the way. He redeemed himself.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Oh
And then he picked the Packers to win, so he ultimately redeemed
Who
himself.
doesn't feel good about that?
I mean.
Are you worried?
I'm not worried. And worried would not be the right word. I'm always worried because I'm a nervous Nelly. Gabe knows that oh too well by working with me every week for the last 2 years. Yeah, this is a heavyweight bout, like I called it at the beginning of the show. This is a big-time game. No wonder it's being broadcasted nationwide. These are two of the top teams in the NFC for Super Bowl odds. They're number 2 and number 3 in the NFC behind the Eagles to make the Super Bowl.
It's a big game because it's the opener. It's a big game because they have to beat the Lions. You can't go down again in flames in Lambeau Field.
Strouf is wearing an NFC Central Division Championship hoodie.
Yes,
or excuse me,
sweater.
Just a regular crew neck.
That's a sweatshirt
from
basically.
1996.
I have that same sweatshirt.
Yeah.
We all bought those when they did that.
Let me just say one real quick. I wasn't alive when this happened. Continue.
But
True.
when that
I already had
sweatshirt
gray
was
hair by
made,
then.
winning the division was still something important for the Packers, and then we took it for granted. Winning the division is so damn important this year because that means home playoff games, right? We took it for granted for so long. The last couple of years, the Packers have been a playoff team. Yes, but they've been the 7th seed, and it's so hard to go on the road and do that repeatedly and win playoff games that way. They have to win the division this year. They have to be better than 1-5 in the division. They're not going to go 10-1 outside of the division. Those 11 games are much more difficult this year, so you have to be better within the division, and it starts today against the Lions.
Our Lakeland University trivia question, which we will answer on the other side. The last time the Lions, which they could do today, won 4 games in a row at Lambeau Field was what year? The last time it happened. That is the trivia question I'm going to ask you guys on the other side. That, of course, presented by our friends at Lakeland University. Trivia brought to you by Lakeland University, Wisconsin's leader in flexible, personalized education. Whether you're just starting college, finishing your degree, or balancing work and family, Lakeland lets you earn your degree your way. Lakeland University. Experience it your way. The last time the Lions won at least 4 games in a row at Lambeau Field, what year was it? We answer that on the other side. We also take a look at I Need a Hero, presented by Network Health. That's next. It's Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin.
You're listening to Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin.
For the first time, you can stream all of ESPN all in one place. And guys, it's changed the game for me personally. All the best live sports, the most championship moments, studio shows, documentaries, and originals, too many to even name them all. Plus, all these great new features, like watching 4 games at once in multi-view, your fantasy team updates live in-game, Sports Center customized just for you. They thought of everything to make this the ultimate destination for fans. You gotta check it out. Sign up for the all-new ESPN app, like right now.
Here's a dose of reality. Driving under the influence of prescription painkillers is just as illegal and just as deadly as driving drunk. In fact, there are nearly 2,000 drug-related crashes every year in Wisconsin. Help prevent drug driving and let's achieve 0 preventable deaths on Wisconsin roadways. Driving on pills kills. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Departments of Health Services, Transportation, and Justice.
Back to school means back to savings with Exterior Pros and Baths. Right now, get $3,000 off your roofing, your siding, your windows, or your bath project during the fall savings event. Don't wait. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com to claim your $3,000 savings and book your free estimate. Exterior Pros and Baths, Wisconsin's trusted home improvement experts. Trust the pros.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here, and the Pickler Menominee Falls is now open. Your home for pickleball. 9 premium indoor courts with unlimited play, leagues, tournaments, and clinics all included in your membership. Sign up today for open play spots or check out Learn to Play sessions and clinics. Members get 4 clinics a month included. Memberships start at just $119 a month. Check out all the options at thepickler.com. That's PICKLR.com. And I'll see you on the court.
It's Jason Wilde from Wilde & Tausch. Upgrade your industrial supply services with Lakeland Supply, your trusted ISO-certified partner for custom packaging, shipping supplies, janitorial, and safety supply solutions. With over 40 years of industry excellence, Lakeland Supply is a proven one-stop source with over 95% of their products made in the U.S., and they treat their customers like family. Personalized service with a national reach. That's what Lakeland Supply does. Visit lakelandsupply.com to discover how they can make your business better.
Transform the way you do business with Fifth Third Bank's Commercial Payments Solutions. Our market expertise and managed services streamline your entire payment process, seamlessly integrating with your existing systems to give you unparalleled control. Discover new revenue sources, save time, reduce operating costs, and boost your bottom line with our customized payment solutions. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
Get ready to say goodbye to those bland seltzers at the ballpark. Carbless is proudly Wisconsin-born, crafted by real people. A husband and wife team who wanted better cocktails in a can. They're locally made and blissfully better. Carbless offers a bold, true cocktail flavor that's made for baseball fans. Available in fan-favorite flavors like lemon lime, black raspberry, cranberry, and mango. Bringing the craft cocktail bar to your seat. Refreshment that matches the energy of American Family Field is Carbless. Full of flavor, no sugar, and no carbs. Just game day bliss.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. He sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself.
For many military veteran caregivers, their caregiving journey starts earlier in life and lasts longer. Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Green Bay Game Day is on your radio, on your YouTube stream, on the ESPN Wisconsin app. It's presented by the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. I'm Alex Strouf alongside the mayor, Steve Scaffidi. The legend, Gabe Neitzel, Mr. Worldwide, is with us as well, just outside of Lambeau Field. We are at the Tundra Trio, and it is awesome here, man. I mean, great weather. It feels like fall. It
smells
feels
like football.
I'm
smelling brats.
It feels like the middle of October.
It does. It does. In a good way, though.
Oh, yeah,
You don't mean that as a bad thing.
No, I don't. It's just surprising because usually this first game, I mean, and you know, Steve, being a season ticket holder as long as you've been, like you're kind of worried about how hot those bleachers are going to be if you go inside and sit down.
Here's the weird thing. We'll be back Thursday. It's supposed to be 80.
Can't wait.
So shorts.
Going to that game on Thursday against the Commanders.
Different,
what a quick turnaround that is, by the way, right?
Yeah.
Week 1, Sunday afternoon, and then Thursday. Yeah, that's the key, the next 2 games here in the first 2 weeks. And 2 big-time matchups as we will preview Thursday beginning at 4 o'clock against the Commanders in Week 2.
What I have now been telling myself, because the early bye stinks, it sucks, but maybe having the early bye ends up benefiting the Packers this year with Micah Parsons and all those ideas that Jeff Hafley was talking about on Thursday that he has a little bit of time now early in the season with the mini bye next week and the actual bye early in October to get Micah Parsons up to speed and then come up with the ideas and get everybody on the same page.
We've got a couple things to do. We've got to get through the answer of our Lakeland University trivia question. We've got to play I Need a Hero, presented by Network Health. But do you think he slept in the last week and a half? And I mean that genuinely, because he's probably so jacked up and excited to scheme and make, create ideas of how to utilize and how to let Micah Parsons be Micah Parsons. I imagine he probably hasn't slept very much.
I don't know which window is his office at Lambeau Field.
There's a cot in there, yeah.
There's. I'm guessing he's been hanging out there quite a bit after the excitement of Micah Parsons.
All right, the Lakeland University trivia question today. The last time the Lions won at least 4 straight. I want the year in which they won. It was actually their 5th in a row at Lambeau Field. What's your guess for the year?
So I'm going to say 11 years ago would be 2014?
Yep. Okay. That's your guess?
No, because that was part of the streak. They didn't win here for like 20 years.
Yeah, they didn't win
was it 20 years?
It was 20 years. So I have to go back before that streak began. I'm going to say 1991.
You are both super, super late. 1954, the last time the Lions. Well, they won 5 in a row from 1950 to 1954.
I was almost alive for that one.
All right, 1954. If the Lions win today at Lambeau Field, that will be 4 years in a row they've won here. and that will be the first time they've done that since 1954.
There was a crazy long streak where they didn't win, right? That's why.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Oh, it was
long.
20 years, and it was in Wisconsin.
That's
because
right.
Yeah, all due respect,
some of those
Steve.
games
That was
were
a bad guess.
That guess sucked. Yeah, all due respect, though. All due respect.
That's week 1.
It had to be in Wisconsin because some of those games, Steve, were back at County Stadium.
That's right. Yeah.
In Steve's defense, we don't get a preseason on Green Bay game day. He's just knocking off the rust a little bit.
You guys talk sports every day. I'm talking about other nonsense.
Yeah, nonsense indeed. We'll
That's
just leave
the
it.
right
We'll
word.
just leave it at that. All right, it's time now for I Need a Hero. Just presented by Network Health. Network Health, honored to serve many veteran members and also proud to count veterans among their employees because they are based right here in Wisconsin. They are able to develop health plans specifically with their veterans in mind. Network Health. All right, Will Summers is our producer, executive producer of Green Bay Game Day. Give me some Bonnie Tyler in the background as we do this thing. Come on now. So I need a hero time. Gabe Neitzel, we start with you. Who will be the hero of the game for the Green Bay Packers today against the Detroit Lions?
I'm going to go. I've been singing his praises. I got excited sitting right here at the Tundra Trio when it actually happened just a few feet away when Matthew Golden was drafted. I think the way that everybody has been talking
You were literally
about
sitting
Matthew
right there.
Golden. Yeah. We
You
were
were in the
having a
same
great
exact
time.
spot.
Yeah. When it actually happened and we were yelling in excitement, I think Matthew Golden... The argument I've had with Chewy on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy is like, oh, well, the floor likes to get everybody playing time. Like, yeah, when nobody emerged. When you have a special talent, you feature that special talent. I do not care if they're a rookie. I think he has a huge game today, and he gives the Packers a different dimension where people have to pay attention to him, give him special attention, which then, in turn, also opens up the running game. Matthew Golden is going to be a huge key today, and the hero for the Green Bay Packers.
Steve Scaffidi, who will be the hero?
I would have taken Matty Gold, but here's what...
Matty Gold.
Tucker Kraft.
Love it.
I think there's still questions about these receivers. They're very young. We obviously have some injuries. We don't know about Jaden Reed, what his health is, his playing status.
Yeah.
But what do I know about our tight ends? They're pretty good. And Tucker Kraft is really good. And that's the underneath stuff that they can just go to town on. These guys are great pass catchers, and they can run, too.
Dude, I've said it like 100 times this week. I am so excited for 12 personnel. 1 running back, 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers.
Gotta love that.
Luke Musgrave and Tucker Kraft are healthy together to start the season. We know how much the Packers like both of those guys. I'm excited to see them on the field together in week 1.
And it seemed like Musgrave was unstoppable in one of the joint practices they had.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we forget about him because Tucker Kraft has emerged over the last season and a half. But those first 8 games that he was healthy when they were both rookies, Musgrave... Again, outside of being able to, stay on his own 2 feet after catching the ball, he was getting open. They were scheming him wide open. I remember the catch he had, there was nobody on the screen other than Luke Musgrave. So there are situations with the athleticism he has and the toughness that Tucker Kraft has to, again, just give a different look and dimension to this Packers offense.
He's also Kathy Scaffidi's favorite player, so I gave him...
Oh, really?
There we go.
Absolutely.
I like that. Shout out to your wife.
Loves him. Loves him.
Your wife, you're the luckiest man in America. We'll just put it that way. She puts up a lot.
I was going to say that same thing, and I'm married to her. She puts up with a lot.
No, I'm just giving you a hard time. You're the best. My hero of the game, I'm going to go defense. Shocking. I'm going with Micah Parsons.
Somebody had to.
Yeah.
Somebody had to.
You guys let that one hang in there for me.
Well, again, I was hoping that you would run with it. If you didn't, I think I had to fire all 3 of us for the final 2 hours.
Yeah, right. It's just dead air for the next 2 hours because nobody picked Micah Parsons. Look, I know he's going to be in a somewhat limited capacity, right? He's probably, Rob said 20 to 25. I know Jason Wilde, who's here at the Tundra Trio and will join us coming up next. He'll probably be somewhere between 25 and 30 snaps. It's something like that. He's not going to play every snap on defense here in his first game of the Packers. But he is that good. He is that good. A man just walked to the fence. It says, Press, ESPN Wisconsin, Mr. Relevant Show, Texas correspondent. That, of course, is our friend Dusty in Texas, who has just made an appearance.
Love that.
I love that he made a sign for this. Thank you, Dusty. But I just want to make sure everybody's on the same page here.
All right.
Micah Parsons is that good.
Yep.
He's that good.
No doubt.
And he will make I still think, regardless, he will make a big impact today.
2 sacks.
I like that prediction.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like that.
Hell yeah.
I'll be happy with
Goff is
one
going to be
if
running
the game
around.
closes the game out, but I'll
Goff
take
is
2.
going to be running around.
All right. When they make signs for you, you're a big star. You're a big star now.
What, are you supposed to sign that now?
I don't know what I'm supposed to do, but I'm going to hold it for our video stream on YouTube. ESPN Wisconsin, Mr. Relevant Show, Texas correspondent from our buddy Dusty in Texas. I got to go talk to him in the commercial break.
Very nice.
That is I Need a Hero, presented by Network Health. Coming up next, it is the Jason Wilde Hour. Steve, you're hanging with us for one more segment?
One more segment.
One more segment is what Steve likes to refer to as the genius.
The genius. He hates when I say that, though.
Yeah, well, you're going to have to say it next.
I'm going to say it.
It's coming up. Jason Wilde, the hour starts in 2 minutes. It's Green Bay Game Day presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, right here on ESPN Wisconsin.
You're listening to Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin. The vibrant fall colors and cooler temperatures make for great days out on the golf course. The Island invites you to experience the best of fall golf with late season rounds at Sweetgrass or Sage Run. Fall golf rates run September 15th through the end of the 2025 season, with tee times starting at $75 and stay and play packages from $125. And submit your 2026 golf package requests early to guarantee choice dates. Plan your fall golf adventure today at islandresortgolf.com.
Looking to transform your home with stylish furniture and home accessories without breaking the bank? At your local IKEA in Oak Creek, they believe everyone deserves a beautiful and affordable living experience that enhances your everyday life. From comfortable and fashionable sofas and sectionals, to kitchens full of inspiration, to bedrooms designed to help you find your best sleep and relaxation, IKEA's home furnishing combines form and function to fit any lifestyle and budget. Visit IKEA Oak Creek today or explore their collection online at ikea.com/US.
Fisco is always there for your auto body care. When accidents happen, Fisco Auto Body on Forest Home in Franklin is there when you need them. Got a broken mirror? They'll take care of it. Dented bumper? Scratch paint? Fisco Auto Body will take care of it. If there's any damage you need fixed, Fisco has you covered. Their expert workmanship is guaranteed for the life of your vehicle. So stop in for all of your auto bumps and dings. Once again, you know the line. That's Fisco.
Change your grocery game plan to locally owned Century Foods, home of the best meat, freshest produce, and tastiest treats.
Now through Wednesday, save on 64-ounce selected varieties Essential Everyday Apple Juice, 2 for $4. 32 to 64-ounce selected varieties Silk Milk or Creamer, 2 for $7. 6 to 16-count selected varieties Stone Ridge Ice Cream Sandwiches, $3.49. 20 to 24-ounce selected varieties Frigo String Cheese, $6.99.
I am starving.
Oh no, never walk into a Century when you're hungry.
Unless it's free sample day. Ooh, oh, pizza, yes. I'd love to try that one.
My husband thinks he can make a meal out of grocery store samples.
Need to wash this down. I think I see someone handing out samples in the liquor department.
Geez, can we focus on our list?
What's this?
It says you can win 2 tickets to Green Bay's home game against Chicago on December 7th.
Or autographed footballs, or a 4-pack of Green Bay Hall of Fame tickets.
You have to enter through Century's Facebook or Instagram.
I'll be entering this on my phone in the deli next to that cheese sample station.
I'm shopping at Century alone next time.
Enter by November 12th.
Best Marquette games ever, brought to you by Saganiac Planning. The best regular season win ever. Marquette beat the #1 team in the country and the defending national champion. Villanova was both in January of 2017. Marquette won 74-72, though trailed by 17 and needed a 19-4 run at the end of the game. Caden Reinhardt, game-winning 2 free throws, 11 seconds left. Oh, baby, you bet the fans ran on the court. Should be required when you beat the current #1 and the defending national champ on the same night. If you're a company owner offering medical insurance for your employees, you may be sick and tired of the constant increase in rates or change in benefits. Now's the time to take a look at a different type of plan. At Saganiac Planning, it's called level funding, an opportunity to keep premiums low and possibly receive a return of your premiums. For more on level funding, call Steve Llewellyn, 262-783-6161. Saganiac Planning, a name synonymous with employee benefits and top-notch service.
Hey, it's your friend John McGivern. In a world full of chaos, I'm grateful for a health plan that has my back. Network Health is so reliable and trustworthy, they always put me and over 126,000 members first. It's just what they do and what they've always done for over 41 years. Call 833-7-NETWORK today. HMO and POS plans underwritten by Network Health Plan. Compensation has been provided for using this endorsement of Network Health.
Hey, this is Gabe Neitzel. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
It's time to get this tailgate started and get you ready for the green and gold game.
Love steps up on the run. Wide open, Jaden Reed. Make a man miss. Reed, goodbye. Touchdown, Packers.
This This is Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Broadcasting live from the shadow of the South End Zone at Lambeau Field. Alongside Gabe Neitzel and three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde. Here's Alex Strouf.
So good to be back with you. It's Green Bay Game Day presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Hour number 2, which is Gabe Neitzel's favorite hour because look who's here.
It's the Jason Wilde Hour.
It's the Jason Wilde Hour of Green Bay Game Day, the three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, the co-host, Tom
What are you
Wilde
taking a look at your watch for already?
Dude, you just got here.
Isn't it longer? Is it only an hour?
You just got
It just feels like longer.
Okay, well, If you want more of that hilarious humor, go to channel3000.com.
Was that a courtesy laugh or was that an authentic?
No, I did not see that joke coming. I did not see the joke.
Channel3000.com. Get the Jason Wilde newsletter, which I am subscribed to. Jason Wilde's Extra Points, all of his great work over at channel3000.com. I'm only kissing your ass because it's week 1. Jason, good to see you, buddy. Hey, welcome to football season.
Well, first of all, it's great to see you. It's great to be back at the Tundra Trio. It was great to do weekly Wilde with you this week. You do not have to kiss my butt at all because I'm certainly not going to kiss yours. I am so, I just got a text from our teammate Danielle Brandon, who's on her way up here with her family to see
we
a game.
love. She's the best.
She's amazing. I wish she had more time because she's kind of my unofficial therapist, and I haven't talked to her in a while. But she sent a text that said, "I know you're not a fan. I'm not, and I stand on that 100 times out of 100. But I am excited for today. Like, I am fascinated. There are so many storylines, so many angles, and we're going to find out so much about both these teams today. I have been looking forward to this for a very long time.
Can we just acknowledge something? You're not a fan of a particular team, per se, but you are a fan of the sport of football.
No, I'm a fan of the schedule. Like, I could never be a baseball beat
Probably
writer.
gymnastics more than football.
Yeah,
now
I'm a fan of our girls. That's what I'm a fan of.
Yeah,
your daughters are referring to?
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
That's a good
but,
answer.
I don't know.
I'm a fan. You're not a fan. You're a coach.
All right, I'm a fan of storytelling, and there's going to be a lot of really good stories to be
I'm
told.
silently clapping your answer.
What's the top story then? You're excited for all these storylines. What is the top story that you're most
This is what makes him so good.
He's
so good. He's
you
so
can hear
annoying.
Gabe nationally on pretty much every show.
Coming up at 4 o'clock.
There you go. See, there's a tease. It's almost like I know what I'm doing, but I had no idea you were on 4 o'clock. So I would say this, even though, and quarterbacks will say the same thing when you say what I'm about to say. It's Micah Parsons versus Aiden Hutchinson. They're not facing off against each other, but those are two field-tilting, game-wrecking pass rushers. And Matt LaFleur has prepared for both of them. Today he gets to have one on his team, which is a big difference than trying to figure out how are we going to block this guy and keep our quarterback up. And frankly, Matt LaFleur historically has done a pretty good job of that, if you recall. Now, the Packers did not face Aiden Hutchinson in either game last year and still lost to the Lions both times. And Micah Parsons was actually a member of the Cowboys when the injury happened. The left leg fracture that Aiden Hutchinson suffered was against the Cowboys. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of impact both those guys have. It'll be interesting to see, Zach Tom goes into the game expecting to see Aiden Hutchinson. He is not the same as Micah Parsons in terms of moving around. He likes to line up over the right tackle most, not all of the time. But in the case of Micah Parsons, with 4 practices with his new team and limitations in all 4 of those practices, is he just going to line up in one spot? Is he at a point where you can move him around he said he's like a queen on a chessboard? And I'm curious to see if he's more of like a rook or a knight for today.
He is at a position where you can not practice that much and jump in.
Totally agree, Steve.
Yeah.
That's a great point. And again, the question is, I understand that the back issue was part of the narrative about him, but let's be honest here. That is not a catastrophic injury, and I don't wish that on him, obviously. But my point is that we were kind of playing games this week, right? Like, yeah, there is an injury, but let's not pretend it's something it's not. He took an legal oral steroid, prednisone, to strengthen that joint, and now he's good to go.
Facet, not facet, I learned.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I had never heard. This is year 30, and I have covered a lot of injuries over the years and learned a lot about anatomy. Jones fractures. I knew what those were even before I heard about it last week or 2 weeks ago with Jaden Reed. I had never heard of facets, faucet, whatever that is.
Which is surprising because you're at genius level on most of
That's what I heard,
Yeah,
at least when somebody walked into the trailer.
Well, Steve is hanging out because he thinks you're a genius. So, Steve, the
who
floor is
doesn't
yours,
want to
buddy.
be in the company of geniuses?
I say, I think very highly of Steve on a number of levels. But
You're
that's what
annoyed
he
when he
thinks.
says
Except that one? No.
You got to
I question how smart he is.
So you're one of the guys that's in and around this team in any way that a reporter, journalist can be. You know the storylines. It's Micah Parsons. You led with that. But the other storyline is this is a team, Detroit, who kicked our you-know-whats for, 3 straight times?
At Lambeau, yeah.
At Lambeau, yes.
So this game, even though it's a big game opener, it takes on extra significance because it launches this team potentially into somewhere higher than they've done in the last few years.
Right, and I would actually, Steve, take it even a step further. So you've got the Lions today, the 2-time defending NFC North champions, a team that was the number 1 seed in the NFC last year, but then lost, obviously, and was decimated with injuries. How they even managed to still go 15-2 is a testament to their coaching staff and the guys that they had and the depth that they had on their roster. But 2 years ago, they were in the NFC Championship game on the cusp of the Super Bowl. Then 4 days from now, we're going to be right back here, and they're playing the Washington Commanders, who I know are playing today at home against the Giants. But there's a team that went to the NFC Championship game last year. There's a team with another really good young quarterback, younger than, obviously, Jordan Love, but in his second year as a starter. I'm super curious what he's going to do. But most importantly, and Gabe, you and I have talked about this since the schedule came out that night. 2 games in 5 days against 2 teams that are NFC Championship contenders, Super Bowl contenders, teams that have played in the NFC Championship game the last 2 years, and you've got them at home in a year where you only have 8 home games. 1 of 17 is still true today, and 1 of 17 Thursday is true. But, man, you have got to come out of this. If you come out of this 2-0, think about how good you're feeling about this team. 1-1, you're like, okay, it was a tough start. You come out of this 0-2.
90% of the time, those teams don't make the playoffs, Jason.
And there's going to be a lot of panicking going on around here.
No doubt about that. That's what makes this beginning stretch of the season so important. Some would call this the biggest Week 1 matchup ever, Jason. I've heard people say that. It's a very popular opinion.
Yeah, did you say that?
I said that a weekly waiver, yes. And you gave me a very hard time.
Okay, yeah, I don't.
Sounds about the interaction.
I was just. I have some clarity now that we've reached Week 1 and we're finally. I think I was just itching for football really bad. I got to be honest with you.
I
think that's
jonesing.
I was jonesing
because of the Jones fracture. Look, it counts for more than one, right? It's in the conference, it's in the division, it's against a team that you would obviously like to, if there is a tie, at least have split the season series with at the top of the division. So it is a really important game. Now, again, it's also the first time the Packers have opened up at home since 2018, which was the game that
Do it.
For the first time.
Do it.
What?
My knee.
Thank you.
We all remember that game, Jason.
Hopefully he's not saying that today. I want to see what the Steelers
Aaron,
are like.
what happened out there? My knee.
All-time great quote. Sorry, Jason, continue. Dave does a good impression.
It is. It's pretty good. The other impressions he does. What else do you have in your repertoire?
I don't have much.
Good question.
Don't have much.
Hey ho, Kermit the Frog here.
That's good. What the?
You didn't know Jason did a good Kermit?
I've got a few.
You got Elmo in your arsenal?
Of course I do.
Wow.
That was more like Elmo and Kroger.
I didn't like that.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't get to warm up.
That's a tough one without a warm up.
So, to your point,
get up there. It's
if I
What's
may,
happening on the show?
Yeah, well, you all started this. This is all your fault. I do think it's
usually is.
In 2018, that was the last time they opened up at home. Matt LaFleur wasn't even the coach yet, and we do remember the injury to Rodgers, the rally that he stages, and then the fact that people forgot all season long that he played with a tibial fracture in his knee, plateau fracture in his knee that may have affected his performance. Mike McCarthy gets fired. That was quite the year, and but one of the other things about that game, which I do think parallels with today, is it was Khalil Mack's first game with the Bears. And that game, as we talked about on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, 46 snaps that day. He had a sack.
forced a fumble, recovered the fumble, had an interception, returned that interception for a touchdown. If Micah Parsons has that kind of day, the Packers are going to feel really good about the impact he has on a limited basis.
They're introducing the defense, and he's going out last, right?
So I don't know how much juice Jordan Love has, but as he told us on Wednesday, he has this whole vision. And the line that Micah Parsons said to us when we brought it up to him, he said, well, I do like a good prophet. So the prophecy from, not to be confused with the guy that is reading a different Bible than I have my whole life, who is going up and down here with his microphone telling us that everything that's wrong in our faith is because of women.
Wow.
So I want to wish him a happy rest of his day.
That would be a
but the prophecy was... That really irritated me, by the way.
Well, I can't tell.
I can tell.
Phony. Never mind. So, the idea that Jordan Love has, they announced the defense.
Didn't realize Kabir was still walking around there.
Yeah.
Oh, baby!
That was
good.
I don't know about many, but that was good.
That was layers.
So.
Jeez.
What's next?
You know what? Let's just do this. We're going to let Steve Scaffidi go, but before we do, Steve, any final words as you game prediction?
Okay.
What do you mean? For the genius?
Yes, that's
right.
Exactly.
Final words for the genius?
Either that or a game prediction. Give me whatever you got. Floor is yours.
I like the Packers in this game. It's a very, very tough game, very physical. Let's get
going,
healthy. But here's the thing. Jason said you got to win one of these next two games. Let's start today. It makes Thursday a lot easier. That's my point.
What is he?
He's the genius, and I say that for a lot of different reasons.
Have this man removed.
And you know what? Only half of that is sports, so that's the reason I say that.
You're very good.
Green Bay Game Day presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Week 1 scores right now. Buccaneers lead the Falcons 10-7. Bengals up on the Browns 14-7. How about the Colts? Danny Dimes has them in front of the Dolphins 17-0 at the 2-minute warning. 2-minute warning in New England. It's a 7-7 tie between the Raiders and the Patriots. Same thing in New Orleans. 10-10 tie between the Cardinals and the Saints. In New York, it's not going well for Rodgers and the Steelers. 19-10 lead for his former team, the Jets. Commanders up on the Giants 14-3. And in the Brad Nortman Bowl, that game is delayed right now. 10-3 lead for the Jaguars over the Panthers.
I hate that early in the season.
I loved it on Thursday. The rain delay?
Did you stay up for it?
Oh, God, yeah. I don't do morning drive like you do. Yeah.
Still.
I don't get up as early as you do.
I'm just an old
Hey, it's Alex Strouf here for my friends at Prize Picks. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code GKB to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's right. Me and my friends at Prize Picks are hooking you up. Play a $5 lineup. Use the code GKB at sign up, and you'll get 50 free bucks after your first $5 lineup. Code GKB after you play. Prize Picks. It is good to be right. More of the Jason Wilde Hour with Gabe Neitzel, myself, Alex Strouf, right here on Green Bay Game Day. Coming up right after this.
We're back with Green Bay Game Day after this on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Is back pain slowing you down? The OAW Spine Center offers specialized care with advanced treatments for herniated discs, spinal fusion, and more. Their board-certified orthopedic care specialists use the least invasive methods, starting with non-surgical options. If surgery is needed, they provide minimally invasive procedures. The OAW Spine Specialists focus on getting you back to an active lifestyle faster. The OAW Spine Center. There is a difference. Visit OAWSpineCenter.com.
Game day in Green Bay means friends, food, football, and fun. But first, make sure your ride looks the part. Whether you're rolling up to the tailgate, headed to the watch party, or just cruising around town, a clean car sets the tone for victory. At Tsunami Express Car Wash, you'll get a fast, premium shine every time. Plus free vacuums and detailing tools keep things looking spotless inside and out. With 13 locations and growing across Wisconsin, it's easy to swing through your way to the action. Kick off game day the right way. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat.
Ready to watch the Packers like a VIP? Cousins Subs put you in the center of it all on the 50-yard line in plush recliner seats, complete with personal TVs and your favorites delivered from Cousins Subs. 2 pairs of fans are selected before each regular season home game to enjoy this one-of-a-kind experience. Enter daily to win the best seats in the house, only from Cousins Subs. Cousins Subs. We believe in better. See rules and eligibility for details.
Are you sick and tired of sad, skimpy, frozen pizzas that lack toppings and flavor? Problem solved. Screamin' Sicilian brings the party to pizza with mountains of whole milk mozzarella, premium meats, and veggies stacked to the sky. No tweaks necessary. Just tons of toppings and amazing flavor. Just bake it, bite it, and let it rip. Mamma mia! Find Screamin' Sicilian in your local grocer's freezer section. Screamin' Sicilian. Toppings piled high, screaming loud, always delicious.
Hey, it's Jen Latta, and I just had my walk-in closet redesigned by Closets by Design. Doug and his team in Mequon were amazing, from the first consultation to the final install, and now I have a beautiful, organized space for all of my clothes. They really brought my vision to life. Locally owned with the backing of a trusted national brand, they deliver expert design with a personal touch. Get 40% off plus an extra 15% off, and take advantage of 18-month free financing. Visit closetsbydesign.com or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN. And don't forget to tell them Jen from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy sent you.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Gabe Neitzel for Events by Design. Events like appreciation parties and retreats can go a long way towards boosting morale and retaining top talent. Events by Design is your go-to creative partner for employee events that truly make an impact. They help leaders retain top talent by making their people feel seen, valued, and celebrated. The creative team at Events by Design does all the planning and production, making sure things not only look great, but also work. Make a smart investment in your culture today. Search online, Events by Design. They design, you party.
Hey sports fans, looking to level up your next private event? V Private Bar Services is your game changer. Move beyond the ordinary. V Private Bar Services crafts custom cocktails tailored to your brand and your guests' tastes. Imagine a bar experience that's as unique as your business. Our expert mixologists will create a memorable experience that your clients and team will rave about. From signature cocktails to full-service bars, we've got you covered. Be the MVP of your next event. Visit vprivatebar.com to book today.
At Hazelden Betty Ford, treating mental health isn't just about breaking old patterns, it's about braving new ones. As the leader in alcohol and drug treatment for 75 years, we know caring for addiction, anxiety, depression, and trauma goes hand in hand. We're here for you with new tools when life breaks down. Discover your path to better mental health at hazeldenbettyford.org/Wisconsin. Sponsored by Hazelden Betty Ford Foundation.
Welcome back to Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Here we go, Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Alex Strouf, Gabe Neitzel, and it is the Jason Wilde Hour. Jason Wilde from Wilde & Tausch, channel3000.com is here as well, ahead of Packers-Lions, 3:25 kick on CBS right here at Lambeau Field. First time in Matt LaFleur's head coaching career, he opens the season at home. That's just an odd fact, little odd factoid of today's game, that LaFleur has never opened the season at home. Is that weird? That's weird.
Yes, it's weird. I would agree.
Why have they not opened the season at Lambeau?
I think it's weirder to open the season in Brazil, though.
That's a good point, which they did, of course, last year on a Friday night.
Yeah, so after today, he'll have as many games in Brazil at Lambeau Field to open up his season.
In week one. Yeah.
Indeed.
Wow. I guess I haven't thought about it that way. That's kind of fun.
Yeah. Jason,
that's a weird stat.
You said something interesting when I was driving up listening to you on Sunday Karma. And you had brought up Tucker Kraft about how you thought he was going to be a big-time difference maker for the team.
I do believe that, yes.
And I'm curious as to why. And maybe he had a better camp than I realized, but I feel like there was a lot of other noise, obviously, about Matthew Golden, other things that were happening in camp. I feel like I didn't hear a lot about Tucker Kraft during training camp. So why do you think he is going to emerge? Did he have a better camp than I realized?
I think one of the reasons is he didn't have a super flashy camp, right? I mean, and he doesn't need to now, right? And we all remember 2 years ago and the flashy camp. I mean, I'll never get over this. I don't know who brought it up originally, but the thing that took off like wildfire in that 2023 camp was, Luke Musgrave runs the fastest miles per hour of any of the Packers players, like all the wide receivers, etc. Yeah, and he also, and I think Luke is a phenomenal athlete, and I think it's going to be fast. This is another one of those storylines we were talking about earlier. It's going to be fascinating to see if those two really and truly can stay healthy all year long simultaneously, what their two tight end sets can be. But we got so excited about Luke Musgrave, and then he had that great Bambi fall down moment on the ice in Chicago. Like,
I mean, that wasn't just one moment. It seemed like every
there
time
were
he caught the ball,
Yeah,
he
and
just
then
couldn't stay on his own 2
And then it
feet.
became like a play for these guys, the Lions. But my point is that, we have to be careful about being too overwhelmed by what may or may not be reported from practice. Now, you know this. I don't tweet out play-by-play because I think it can be misleading. Other people do it. That's 100% their prerogative. Matthew Golden had a really impressive camp. You know who else had a really impressive camp that you maybe didn't hear a lot about? Romeo Doubs.
Yeah.
Romeo Doubs had a really good camp. It was not super flashy. He had a couple of big splash plays, but most of the time it was just the guy caught everything thrown his way. He was out there all the time. He had a little bit of an injury for like a week that kept him out with his back. But basically he was healthy. He was productive. They're really excited about what he can be for them this year. I don't think it's changed the way they view him. But, I think they're going to be in a lot of 2 tight end sets, and I think you're going to see them cycle through the wide receivers. But I think you're probably going to see Matthew Golden and Romeo Doubs get more of those 2 wide receiver sets action than some of the other guys.
Can make this the second time I say this on the show today. 2 tight end sets! I'm so excited for it. Musgrave and Kraft on the field together. I said this doing Weekly Wilde on Thursday. Gabe, and again, I talked about it a little bit in the first hour with Steve Scaffidi. I'm really excited to see what Matt LaFleur is able to unleash with 2 tight ends on the field together because, Jason, as you mentioned, they haven't really been healthy together. Entering their 3rd season together.
That first year, obviously, Tucker was making a pretty significant leap from South Dakota State to the NFL. He probably could have played earlier upon further review, right?
Yeah, probably.
But they didn't, and so he gets his opportunity
when Musgrave got hurt, right?
Yes, with the ruptured kidney.
Kidney, it was kidney, not
lacerated
liver.
kidney.
Lacerated, yes, lacerated kidney.
Good job, docs.
Yes, he did not get an epidural for it either, which was a popular word this week. So I'm eager to see that as well. But look, this offense is filled. We've talked about it on every show ad nauseum, but this offense is full of a lot of guys that have been really good at times, and they need all those guys that have been good at times to be good far more frequently and far more consistently if they're going to get to where they want to go.
I guess I've just reached the point, you bring up Romeo, where he's nice. He's a guy. He's only had 100 yards receiving once in his career in a game, and that was the Dallas playoff game. He's never done it in a regular season game. He had 600 yards last year. Emmanuel Wilson, we don't talk about. He had 500 yards
average
rushing
5
last
yards
year.
a carry.
Yeah, I mean, he to me can have more of an impact and make more splash plays. Like Romeo is nice. I know you compared him once to James Jones, and I like that comparison. He doesn't have those next level skills athletically to separate himself and make himself a great wide receiver. I think he can be a solid contributor on a really good team. But if you're a really good team, he's your number 3.
Yeah, I'm not interested in paying him.
Nope.
I'm not interested in putting him with the tab of wide receiver 1. But on 3rd and 7, I'm really interested in him.
Yeah.
Because I think he can win off the line of scrimmage on a slant and pick up 8 yards. I think he's got a good rapport with the quarterback. They work out together in the offseason. I think Jordan has been very supportive of him, including at times when he was, misguided. And I think if he'd have probably talked to Jordan last year before the Rams game, he probably wouldn't have no-showed for work. But he didn't. So, look, I think he's one of those players that is not going to be here next year, but that also should be a supreme motivator for him to be productive for this team this year. So whoever's going to pay him, most likely not these guys, has a reason to. Now, I would also add this. We do spend, and I'm as guilty of it as anyone, because it was something, again, you talk about things you've never seen. I've never seen, like, when a player doesn't show up for work, usually it's because they're unhappy and they have voiced that unhappiness. Very rarely does no one know and they have to do like a wellness check on them. But he also had 2 concussions. And that is another, he's going to be wearing the Guardian cap all the time like he did during the second half of last season. That is also part of the concern with him. And how available is he going to be? So we got a long way to go. We're not even to the kickoff of game 1, but I do think that he's a guy that is a valuable piece for them.
Speaking of kickoffs, McCole Hardman wasn't elevated.
No, he was not.
Who's going to be returning kicks and punts? We asked Rob this, and Rob didn't really have a good answer for us.
Yeah,
Emmanuel Wilson, maybe, I think was his answer.
Maybe.
On kicks. The
Yes.
punts is more interesting to me.
I don't think you should put Reed back there. Even if you want to do with the theory, I think both of you now floated, of just have him back there to fair catch.
The Mike Pryor.
That's who I was referring to. I told you he'd know the answer. What season was that? I said 95.
Like 96,
Okay.
95. I mean, he did it for, like, there were games early on in the 96 season, I think, before they knew what Desmond Howard was, where they just said, just go catch the ball so we have the ball. Because we got a great offense.
Yeah.
Let's just not turn it over.
We just don't want to give it back to them.
Right, exactly.
We just want to have Brett have the football here.
But to your point, Strouf, that's another aspect of this game. Like, I'm trying
so
to
many
think
questions.
of how many stories do I have time to write for Channel 3000 tonight, because there are going to be so many different aspects of this game that merit, 10 paragraphs.
You need a second writer?
Yeah, I hope I can find somebody.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
It's hard to find good help these days.
That's true. That's what they say.
You write?
I used to. I was a newspaper guy.
Used to.
I'm
When's the last time you wrote something?
Oh, boy. Probably like 2020. It's been like 5 years.
It's been a while.
Creed. I love
Since
Creed.
you wrote...
In the Denmark News.
For the Denmark News.
Hey, we are out here at the Tundra Trio tailgate. And let me tell you, our partners and fans are sipping on some incredible cocktails right now. That's thanks to our friends at V Private Bar Services, the go-to team behind our bar hospitality here at the Tundra Trio. They bring the flavor, the flair, and the experience that takes our game day to the next level. Raise the bar for your next event and book V Private Bar Services today. You know what else raises the bar?
No.
The greatest segment in radio history is back for year number 3.
Maybe.
Yes or no?
Perhaps.
With Jason Wilde makes its triumphant return, and I can't wait. That's next. It's Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Day will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Hey, Packer fans, the start of the NFL season means it's time to break out the Bandito with El Bandito Yankee, the official tequila of Game Day. 100% Blue Weber agave, all natural and so smooth it's criminal. Try the award-winning Blanco, Reposado, Anejo, and the new high-proof Plata 47. Ask for El Bandito Yankee at your favorite bar or restaurant and buy today at Woodman's and Festival Foods. For tailgates, recipes, and more places for purchase, go to elbanditoyankee.com.
Outfit your crew. Your workforce is your brand. From uniforms to safety apparel, Alpha Custom Apparel helps you outfit your team with gear that looks sharp and works hard. We create durable, functional apparel that keeps your crew comfortable and confident on the job. No more digging through endless catalogs. We handle the details so you can focus on running your business. With fast turnaround, custom options, and friendly Midwest service, we make it easy to keep your team looking their best. Visit alphacustomapparel.com. Let's get to work.
Hi, I'm Jim Frucci, Managing Partner and PGA Professional at Morningstar Golfers Club, and I'd like to personally invite you to play your next round of golf at Morningstar. Lush green fairways, velvet smooth greens, magnificent vistas from high above our championship golf course. Morningstar was created with the serious golfer in mind, and it continues to be the public course by which all other area public courses are measured. Book your tee time today and reserve a spot on our membership wait list. Come out and see what all of Southeast Wisconsin's been talking about. Hey, you've played the rest. Now play the best.
Okay, gang, we have to talk about the all-new ESPN app. The most live sports, the best championship moments, and so much more. Monday Night Football, college football, NBA, WNBA, NHL, NWSL, college hoops, volleyball, softball, gymnastics, lacrosse, the list goes on and on. Plus, shows like SportsCenter with SVP, First Take with Stephen A., College Game Day, the entire 30 for 30 library. It is all of ESPN, all in one place. Sign up now.
Hey, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Buying a roof, siding, or windows can feel overwhelming. Hidden costs, confusing contracts. We don't play that game. We educate you so you can decide. And when you know the facts, Infinity Exteriors is the clear choice. Since 1997, we've installed peace of mind with no surprise upcharges, flexible budgets, and immediate financing. Infinity Exteriors, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
Hey, it's Jason Wilde. Our family loves when Kringle from Racine Danish Kringles arrives at our home. And now football season has arrived, so try the green and gold Kringle. Traditional pecan Kringle and cheesecake Kringle topped with green and gold sprinkles. A crowd pleaser at any game day party. Order today at Kringle.com or 1-800-4DANISH. Easy to remember. Kringle.com or 1-800-4DANISH. Racine Danish Kringles, not just a treat, it's a tradition and the official pastry of ESPN Wisconsin.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here. American Family Insurance can help protect your dream home for whatever comes next. You can live in your own oasis or your own clubhouse. Whatever you choose, get the right coverage. Save up to 23% by bundling home and auto. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI and its operating companies. 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
This is Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
It's been a while since I could hold my head up high. And it's been a while since I first saw you.
I stand corrected. I believe this is Stained. Correct, Will
Sabrina
Summers?
Carpenter. No?
A little before her time.
Okay, Will Summers, our executive producer, Green Bay Game Day, Green Bay Game Nights. I'm Alex Strouf, Jason Wilde, Gabe Neitzel. I just add the term executive to make him sound
Okay,
cool.
that's what I wanted.
Just so we're all on the same page.
Didn't know he got first he got full time, now he's been promoted.
Yeah, but he's that good, so we can call him executive. Oh, you want to keep him humble?
Yes, exactly.
You know
He's had
what?
a lot of success. He's really good
Here's
at what
the
he
thing,
does.
Jason.
But, us catchers, we tend to get big heads because, we kind of run everything from behind the plate.
Us catchers. One played in college, one did not. We'll just put it that way, and I'll let you figure out
sorry.
the rest.
I'm sorry that Will never got that opportunity. And actually, I would have loved to have walked down to Wisconsin. I wouldn't have made it, but there was no team to walk on to when I got
to walk on to in the 90s. Well, that's the giggle of NCAA baseball record holder Gabe Neitzel. Jason Wilde, Alex are with you. And speaking of keeping people humble, much to Jason Wilde's chagrin, the last 3 seasons, each and every episode of Green Bay Game Day, we play what I believe is the greatest game and the greatest concept in the history of radio. I truly believe that because it was created by me, and I love myself.
Put words in my mouth.
And this is a great segment, and it is my favorite segment.
It is great. I love this segment.
Really?
Yes, because
Since
I get to
when?
trash it every single time I'm on.
The thing is, though, you're actually not the best one at trashing it. You will get to experience it week 3 when the Packers play the Browns. John Anderson is better at trashing this game than you are.
That's fair. I bow down to him.
And this game is Yes or No with Jason Wilde.
Will today be the day there are black and white answers from our most respected journalist?
Possibly. I think we shouldn't be greedy. Maybe. You would certainly hope so.
It's time for Yes or No with Jason Wilde.
The greatest segment in the history of radio. It's Yes or No with Jason Wilde. I'm so this actually not even the fact that there are thousands, tens of thousands Packers fans directly next to me, partying. All of my best friends out there drinking beers.
All your rowdy friends are here on Sunday afternoon.
That's actually not what makes me feel like we are back to football season the most. It's the fact we're doing this segment.
You and your hyperbole. Jeez.
I'm a big hyperbole guy.
You're a huge hyperbole guy.
Gabe's sick of me already. His eyes are glazed over. He's not even paying attention.
This isn't my segment, man.
All right, we start with Jason, then we go to Gabe.
Checked out.
His eyes were glazed over.
I got Red Zone on in front of me. What do you want me to do?
All right, first we go to Jason, then we go to Gabe. Question 1, Yes or No with Jason Wilde. Matthew Golden will lead the Packers in receptions today.
Perhaps. I mean, it'll be interesting to see how productive he is because, to Gabe's point from earlier, he was the buzz of training camp. I have him for 1 drop. Rob Domowski had him for 0.
Is it the play where he went up and it hit his hands?
Yeah, it ends up being an interception, if I recall correctly.
Look, is that the play you
I think
counted?
so.
The drop?
Again, I don't I don't compare notes with him. But I would say this. He was really, really, really good. Now, we have also seen guys have really, really good training camps.
Yep.
And then struggle once they got to the regular season. Do I think that's going to happen with him?
Part of the All-Oneida team.
Right, but look, he was impressive.
I've never heard that
He's a
before.
first-round pick. You've
Really?
never heard All-Oneida?
No, I've never heard that before.
Holy cow. We
That's
got to get
funny.
him up to speed with the old-school reference. But he looks like he's going to be a really, really good player. And the thing that I love most about him, if I am a Packers fan, is the way he plucks the ball. I've drawn the comparison to Greg Jennings, the way he glides when he runs. I do believe that is accurate. I also think that he and Greg Jennings both caught the ball or catch the ball the same way. They pluck it, as opposed to, my guy Antonio Freeman, the body catching or whatever. He's got great hands. And for a team that was third in the league in drops last year, that also makes sense to have added him.
So we've seen in Matt LaFleur's offense, and one of the debates I've had with Chewy on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy is about the snap count for Matthew Golden. And the last few years with no Devontae Adams, it's all been spread out. It kind of seems like they're waiting for someone to emerge. Nobody does. So they end up just kind of spreading out all of the snaps among them. Is he good enough? Did he show enough in camp to – because the receptions thing, I guess, isn't as important to me. Is he going to be out there the most?
You are a big snap count guy.
Well, because it tells you how much a coaching staff believes in a player.
You don't have to defend yourself. I was just making a statement.
He's making an observation and an accurate
And you're
one.
right. It does tell you that, right? I mean, look, I also think that, you can't have like Malik Heath out there every time you run, right?
Correct.
But
because then you're just, hey, by the way, we're running the football. I'm good at blocking. We're going to run.
Right. So, but I would be willing to go through his. I mean, I don't have time to do this. So
yes, you do. Do whatever.
I would be willing to bet that if you go through his snap counts, it is a much higher percentage of runs when he's on the field. So, and I think what's great about Golden, but also probably realistic, is he is not going to be an NFL grade blocking wide receiver. Right?
Yep.
And you didn't draft him in the first round to be, you should see the way this number 0 guy blocks.
I missed that on the Mel Kiper Jr. scouting report.
Yeah.
Great blocker. I didn't see that anywhere on there.
So I'm eager to see how much he plays as well. But I also, the more you're on the field, the more times you have an opportunity to be targeted. And the more times you are targeted, the more times you have opportunities to catch the ball and make a play.
Way to bring it back to the question. Gabe Neitzel, yes or no? Matthew Golden will lead the team in receptions today.
I think he will. I think he's going to be out there a bunch. And maybe that's by design. Maybe that's because you're dealing with injuries for Jaden Reed and Dontavian Wicks. And you don't want Malik Heath out there as much. I think he's going to be out there a ton. And the way that you hear Jordan Love telling anybody who will talk to him, I want to get the ball in this guy's hands early and often. I'm going to tend to believe the quarterback, and that's something they're going to try to do because I think that him and everything he can do with the athletic traits that he has that other Packers receivers don't opens up the offense.
Speaking of early and often, let's move on to question 2 and yes or no with Jason Wilde. Micah Parsons will make a highlight play in the first quarter.
Well, I don't know. I mean, let's be honest. I don't know how many snaps he's going to get in the first quarter. I mean, again, I don't really enjoy predictions. But I am fascinated to see how many snaps he gets. I want to see if the prophet Jordan Love is right and they announce the defense first. I'm sure they are. Like, when your quarterback puts that out into the universe, just do it. Don't whatever you had planned, change it.
Yeah.
If it was for the offense to be announced.
Well, the Packers had some plans, and then they changed it when they got Micah Parsons.
Correct.
So I think whoever makes the decision of are we throwing out our offense or defense first should also
I think it might be LaFleur, actually. So
really?
That was the impression that I get. I think that's by Creed. So I'm very curious to see if that happens and if he can. I mean, a third down. I thought Jordan stopped short, actually. I thought it should have been. He gets announced. They announce the defense. He's last. The crowd goes wild. The Packers win the toss. They elect to defer. They kick it off. They get a couple of run stops on Jahmyr Gibbs. Third down. Micah Parsons not only sacks Jared Goff, but he strip sacks him, scoop and score, and it's 7-0.
And a Lambeau
and then Lambeau Leap.
That building will.
It might melt. Yeah, it might melt.
It would crumble under whatever would happen with
Yeah.
the fans inside the stadium. That would be outrageous.
Gabe Neitzel, highlight play from Micah Parsons in the
I
first
don't know
quarter?
if it's in the first quarter, but I think he's going to make a highlight play eventually because that's
Agreed.
what Micah Parsons does.
Bingo.
It's the reason why the Packers went out and got him, and I think he's going to be feeling the energy of the crowd behind him. He's excited to be here. And Jason, I hope you're going to be able to get a read on him eventually because I have loved everything he has said.
Me too.
It feels like it's genuine because, again, this is a guy that had his own podcast, was doing a lot of things away from football, gets here and is like, oh, man, they're all about ball here. I'm going to be all about ball, too. And I love how he's kind of jumped into that. And at least listening to him, I'm buying everything he's selling.
Yeah, a week in, he's been really good.
Yep.
I do have some friends in Dallas. I can confirm that these guys did talk to Mike McCarthy about him. Pretty good resource to have in your city. I'm assuming Mike was up in Door County when they called him.
Yeah, on a boat. I saw he was complaining a lot about that. Yes.
But I do think there have been times when, he guys in Dallas weren't exactly loving his teammating style, right? And so, again, I think he's been tip-top. We've talked to him twice. He's practiced 4 times. I was a little surprised that he went down the road about trick plays that he did, and saying that's just because you're afraid. You're afraid to fight in the middle of the ring. I'll be honest with you. If the Detroit Lions run trick plays, it ain't because they ain't physical, and it ain't because they're not able to get into a street fight. They certainly can. Now, there may be other teams that have to rely on trick plays, like Tausch's guy Jason Eck and the New Mexico Lobos going into the big house. But these guys don't have to rely on that. And you want a prediction, I think they're going to try and smash the Packers in the mouth with their running game today.
Yeah, agreed. Hold on real quick. You mentioned Mike McCarthy. Have you talked to him about this Micah edition?
I haven't talked to him about that. I texted a little bit with him.
Okay.
Still waiting for my walk around the property.
So I look at Micah Parsons like this, kind of very similar to Aaron Rodgers. So Aaron Rodgers goes into New York and the Jets, and I think a lot of people blame him for the culture there. The culture was already messed up, and Aaron did not contribute to it in a positive manner.
No, he exacerbated it, yeah.
But now that Aaron finds himself in a better situation this year, the culture is able to absorb Aaron, and Aaron's going to buy into the culture of the Pittsburgh Steelers. I am looking at a very similar of Micah Parsons.
Interesting.
The culture of the Dallas Cowboys, starting from the top down, Jerry's all about himself. And how that, obviously just trickles down to that locker room as well.
It made me really a Cowboys fan walking up behind you as you were talking.
And I think that the Packers have a good culture here that Aaron had talked about previously before he signed with the Steelers of, I want to be back in something like that. And I think that culture can absorb Micah Parsons, and he can blend in a little bit easier here.
It's a really interesting point by Gabe.
It's a great point, and I agree with it to an extent.
That's why I wanted to run it by the genius Jason Wilde.
Nicely done.
That's what I've heard. Don't do that. I think you're right. I certainly agree with the culture thing. I also think that there are certain guys that are always going to be wild cards.
Yeah.
And
100%.
Aaron Rodgers has seemingly bought into everything in Pittsburgh. That doesn't mean it's always going to stay that way. I'm curious, is he doing McAfee still?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I would default towards yes.
Yeah, sure. But I would say this, and if Aaron was standing here, I'd say the same thing to him. After the way things went in New York, the things that you've said on there, if you're truly dedicated to making things good for your team and your coach who you have respect for, just hang up the headphones for a year. And then after you retire, I'm sure they'd love to have you back. But be all ball. And if Micah Parsons is all ball, then that's going to be great for these guys as well.
Sure is, without a doubt. All right, last thing for you guys in yes or no with Jason
We really
Wilde.
filibustered our way through this.
Yeah, I was trying.
I did
to help you out.
I did only have 3 questions, and we are at the 3rd question.
Wow.
Yes or no?
Have more.
This game will be decided by 1 score.
Maybe.
You're awful at this game.
I'm awesome at this game. It depends on how you're grading it. And the level of irritation I create for you is high. Look,
I would imagine you're leaning yes more than no, right? Like this feels like it's going to be a really close smash mouth game.
I mean, I could see them winning 31-21. And when I say them, I can see both teams doing that. Right?
Fair enough.
Like, first of all, if anybody turns, I understand turnovers decide football games. That's not breaking news here. But if the Packers, the last time we saw the Packers in a game that counted, they turned the ball over 4 times, and they did not give themselves a chance to win. I don't foresee that happening today, but if Micah Parsons gets a strip sack and you're playing at home and your defense is as good as we think it's capable of being, I can see you winning this game by 10 points at home, as good as the Lions are. I could see the Lions coming in here and the Packers offense struggling, because I still think that their passing game, they can run the ball, but everybody knows that they're going to try to run the ball. I could see them having a hard time offensively, too. So there's a lot of ways this could go.
If Jordan Love takes care of the football. Yeah. That's the only way that the game kind of gets away from the Packers. It's what happened when they played last time here at Lambeau Field.
Totally.
He had one of the dumbest interceptions he's probably ever thrown in his career that ends up being a touchdown instead of throwing it away. And he's, for whatever reason, early in the season, has the propensity to kind of throw some head scratching
early
picks.
And late.
Yeah.
Propensity, good word.
And if that's one of the things he has to do. He has to clean up the turnovers in the time in which he turns it over in order to take that next step. And if he does that today, it's going to be a tight, fun, entertaining game.
Green Bay Game Day is presented by the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. He is Gabe Neitzel. He is Jason Wilde. I am Alex Strouf, with you just outside of Lambeau Field at the Tundra Trio. 3:25 kickoff for the Packers and the Lions here in Week 1 of the NFL season. Hey, Green and Gold fans, it's game day. Kick off your tailgate with Bacardi, whether it's a Bacardi and Cola, a lime and soda, or a spiced-in Cola. Bacardi is your game day go-to. Grab a bottle at your local retailer. Live passionately. Drink responsibly. Bacardi USA, Miami, Florida. Rum, 40% alcohol by volume. Must be 21 to enjoy Bacardi. We will take a look at the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin injury report, and we will wrap up the Jason Wilde Hour with Jason Wilde. Right after this, it's Green Bay Game Day on ESPN Wisconsin.
We're back with Green Bay Game Day after this on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Pull up to Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee and shoot your shot at big wins for Sweet Ticket September. Play with your rewards card for entries. Score triple on drawing Thursday. Win slam dunk prizes like cash, reward plate, and tickets to see the Milwaukee Bucks in action. Sweet Ticket September. You ready for this? Only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Looking to heat up a career in HVAC? Dick & Strouf Heating and Cooling in Milwaukee is now hiring HVAC installers and service technicians. Family owned and operated, Dick & Strouf offers competitive wages, a 401k match, health insurance benefits, and a winning, positive team culture that sets them apart. This is more than a job. It's a chance to grow with a company that truly values its people. Apply now to become their newest team member at dickandtrouf.com. Dick & Strouf Heating and Cooling. Come see the difference. Apply at dickandtrouf.com.
To help those who want to be helped, but may not be able to afford it.
That's what PGA Tour winner Grayson Murray had envisioned for a foundation before he sadly took his own life at just 30 years old. His parents channeled their grief into creating the Grayson Murray Foundation, carrying out his vision to help those struggling with mental health and addiction. To donate and learn more, visit GraysonMurrayFoundation.com.
Get ready to say goodbye to those bland seltzers at the ballpark. Carbless is proudly Wisconsin-born, crafted by real people. A husband and wife team who wanted better cocktails in a can. They're locally made and blissfully better. Carbless offers a bold, true cocktail flavor that's made for baseball fans. Available in fan-favorite flavors like lemon lime, black raspberry, cranberry, and mango, bringing the craft cocktail bar to your seat. Refreshment that matches the energy of American Family Field is Carbless. Full of flavor, no sugar, and no carbs. Just game day bliss.
Want to play your best golf ever? The Wisconsin Country Club just launched WCC Performance Academy, powered by Catalyst Golf Performance and Aritas Physical Therapy. TrackMan, 3D Motion, Miha EMS, everything to move better, feel stronger, and shoot lower scores. Train like a pro or like an athlete. Play pain-free. I'm ESPN Milwaukee's Gabe Neitzel. Become a member at Wisconsin Country Club like I did. No assessments, no minimums, and a beautiful, challenging course and great corporate membership opportunities, plus tennis, pickleball, and a pool. Visit thewisconsincountryclub.com. Just a fairway away.
Here's a dose of reality. Driving under the influence of prescription painkillers is just as illegal and just as deadly as driving drunk. In fact, There are nearly 2,000 drug-related crashes every year in Wisconsin. Help prevent drug driving, and let's achieve 0 preventable deaths on Wisconsin roadways. Driving on pills kills. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Departments of Health Services, Transportation, and Justice.
The power of friendship has spawned a memorable baseball season in Milwaukee. When you choose to work with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, the relationship is more than what feels like having a friend. Pella honors trust and commitment on your behalf before, during, and after the sale. They take those values to heart with every person the Pella team works with. It's natural to feel a little apprehensive about having someone visit your home, but take it from me and my wife. The brilliant Pella designers immediately put you at ease with their experience and professionalism. We love that initial visit, along with how easy they made it to envision bringing our project to life. Pella is committed to being the company everyone wants to do business with, and they've certainly lived up to that and more. And with this month's incredible deal, Gina Della from Pella is here to share why you shouldn't wait to order new windows and doors.
Order today and get 0% interest for up to 60 months. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. Ends 9/30/2025. You're listening to Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Have you ever been close to tragedy or been close to folks you have? Have you ever felt the pain so powerful, so heavy you collapse?
All right, here we go. The final segment of the Jason Wilde Hour here on Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. I'm Alex Strouf. He is Jason Wilde. And, of course, Gabe Neitzel with us, as he is all season long. Week 1 is here. It is just about game time. We're just a little over an hour and a half away from kickoff, 3:25, and that game, of course, on CBS. Nationwide between the Packers and the Lions here in week number 1. I really feel like this game is going to have implications come the end of the season, because obviously these are the 2 top dogs, at least we believe, ahead of week 1 in the NFC North. These are 2 teams with Super Bowl aspirations, not just division championship aspirations, Super Bowl championship aspirations. Obviously, we know that with the Packers going all in and trading for Micah Parsons, and as we learned yesterday, attempting to trade for Trey Hendrickson at some point this offseason. They tried to improve that defensive line. They went for a wide receiver in the first round of the NFL draft for the first time since Javon Walker. It's been a while since they did that with the draft.
It's been a while.
Right up the street of Matthew Golden back in April. I mean, these are 2 really good teams, and it feels like this game is going to matter, come the end of the year. That's where I'm at ahead of this one, Jason.
So, just to be clear, your bold take is that this game's going to matter?
I never said it was bold.
It's an important game.
You guys suck, man. Like, I'm trying to be excited. I'm really happy to be in my hometown.
Remember that time we did the show at Summerfest? And
oh, yeah.
He was so downtrodden by the time we were done with him. And then they ended up going 9-8.
Yeah.
And they won a playoff game. They won a playoff game. And you guys told me they were going to suck and win 5 games? Yeah.
6.
Oh,
yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah, we said
sorry
6.
Sorry about that. Yeah. I didn't. I really wasn't listening. I was just being sad because you guys beat me up. Are you going to respond to my excitement for this game or no?
Yeah. In the words of the great American orator,
I love
Mark
American
Tauscher.
Orator. Yes.
No blank. Yeah. It's kind of a big one out of the chute. Yes.
Okay.
Totally agree.
Sorry, bad analysis by me. Bad analysis by me. It's time now.
Now you're getting defensive. I don't want to leave on.
You're not leaving yet.
Last moments.
You're not leaving yet.
Jason Wilde Hour. Now I hurt your feelings.
You didn't hurt my feelings. I'm fine. It's time now to look at the injury report.
Standards over feelings, Strouf.
The injury report is presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Will you let me talk about our partners? Presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Visit orthowisconsin.com today for info. The inactives today, we go to Jason Wilde.
Oh, I don't know. I thought you were doing this.
Oh, I got
Good
it.
communication.
Got it. Nate Hobbs is inactive for the Packers. He will not play today. No shocker there.
Can't believe Parsons is inactive.
What?
No,
don't do that. I am annoyed with you. You're right. Our other inactives.
You have the list in front of you. How did you fall for that? The list is in front of you. You have it on your screen.
It's right there. His name's not on there.
But here's the thing. They did use a picture of him with the word inactive, so that is confusing in my defense.
You have the list in front of you.
It says inactive, and they used a picture of Micah Parsons.
Right, but you already had scrolled down, and his name's not on the list.
The list is this. It's quarterback Nate Hobbs, safety Zane Anderson, offensive lineman Donovan Jennings, tight end Ben Sims. 2 defensive linemen are inactive. Warren Brinson and Barron.
Linemen's?
Linemen. excuse me, Warren Brinson and
Now
Barron
he's
Sorrell.
all sorts of rattled.
And Barron Sorrell. 99 will not shine today as he is inactive.
Undeniably rattled, yes. His dad will not be in our YouTube comments, I assume. It's a great picture, you guys.
Thanks.
Look.
I think so, too.
None of this is surprising. I told you Warren Brinson was going to be inactive compared to Nazir Stackhouse. They're excited about what he can do at the nose tackle spot. Nate Hobbs, I know we talked about this when he underwent that surgery to trim back his torn meniscus. I didn't believe he was going to be ready for the opener. I didn't think that was realistic. Lo and behold, he ain't ready. Now, he was limited for a couple days, but I don't think he did any 11-on-11. So now, the biggest point of this for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin and for our fans is they are one injury away from being in big trouble in their secondary and trying to cover these guys. Mm-hmm. So whether it's Kamal Haddon, whether it's Micah Robinson, who they elevated from the practice squad, or if it's Bo Melton, they are one more injury away from having to play a less than ideal combination.
And I feel it's worth pointing out as far as it comes to Nate Hobbs, typically when you're inactive on Sunday, you're not going to be active when you have that game on Thursday. So I would expect for Nate Hobbs this to last the first two games, which as big as these first two games are, I'm okay with it as long as he's going to be healthy and that he's going to feel good for the rest of the season. Yeah. Because then that makes it worth, instead of him trying to play through it and then having some sort of injury. Again, that's what they're rolling the dice with Jaden Reed.
Yeah.
Jaden Reed's rolling the dice right now with this Jones fracture and whether or not he can play through it. And he says it's a pain tolerance thing. But if he can't be a productive member because of that fracture and ends up having surgery, then the risk wasn't worth it. And he should have had the surgery that he needed to fix it 4 weeks ago when this first came up. So that's what they're rolling the dice with right now. They decided not to roll the dice, get the surgery done. Could be worth it in the long run, but it could sting these first two games.
Those are your inactives. Cornerback Nate Hobbs, the big one. The others, Zane Anderson, Donovan Jennings, Ben Sims, Warren Brinson, and Barron Sorrell as the undrafted free agent rookie. Nazir Stackhouse will get the call over the draft picks, Warren Brinson and Barron Sorrell on the defensive line. Gabe Neitzel, Jason Wilde, Alex Strouf with you. Just a few more minutes with Jason as we lead you to kickoff between the Packers and the Lions here in week one of the NFL season. Jason Wilde, you will hear him on Green Bay game night after the game. You'll hear him on Wilde and Tausch tomorrow beginning at 9 a.m. And, of course, can read him and everything, all of his takeaways from this game over at channel3000.com. J-Dubs, before we let you go, any final thoughts?
Yeah, I'm just really excited for Green Bay game night because I'm fascinated to see what we're talking about after the game because this is, as you so insightfully put it, this is a big one to open the year. And there are two teams that have very high expectations and very big-time goals. And it does only count as 1 out of 17. But every opener feels like more, and this one feels like even more than your typical opener. And so, I'm fascinated to see how it plays out. I want to see how much of an impact Micah Parsons has, but I really want to see how this thing ends.
I kind of enjoy the way that the NFL set up this week one. I mean, you have a lot of really interesting division matchups, right? You had on Thursday night Cowboys, Eagles. On Friday night down in Brazil, Chargers, Chiefs.
Talk about tomorrow. Vikings, Bears tomorrow.
Vikings, Bears tomorrow. You have an AFC interesting matchup tonight on Sunday Night Football with the Bills and Ravens.
Interesting might be an understatement. But it might be an understatement for that
100%. But you say, every opener kind of feels big. Sometimes you open the season in Jacksonville against New Orleans.
Yeah.
And sometimes you open up at home against Detroit. And this one just has that extra feel. And maybe, again, I think the fact that Micah Parsons trade actually happened adds to the juice for today. But I love that this game is going to mean that much to either team. Whoever loses this game finds themselves in a bit of a hole. Not that you can't dig yourself out of it, but finds themselves at a disadvantage going forward that they have to dig themselves out of.
That was very insightful. Good work.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I know you hate predictions, so I'm not going to have you make one today.
Great. Thanks.
Packers win, right?
Guess we'll see.
Jason Wilde, channel3000.com, Wilde and Tash, and, of course, tonight on Green Bay game night. Although you did irritate me a little bit in this segment, it's a pleasure to be back in the season. It's a pleasure to work with you. Good job today. We'll talk to you We'll talk to you on Thursday.
Good job today. I just want you to understand that you just gave me exactly what I was looking for.
What's that?
That I irritated you. That was my goal.
I know.
And
I'm telling you accomplished your goal.
And good luck next week. I hope next week on Thursday you handle a little bit better.
I won't. You know better than that. What are we doing here? Hey, Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason, distilled 6 times till it's just right. Tito's is known for great vodka, giving back, and doing good for dogs. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas, 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly. Jason bids us farewell. Gabe and I roll on with you in the 3 o'clock hour, or excuse me, the 2 o'clock hour, leading up to the 3:25. I'm rattled. Green Bay Game Day next.
Just came here, rattled the cage.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Day will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Hey, it's John McGivern here. You know I love Network Health. One of the reasons is that they're local and they understand how important that is. Their exceptional customer service isn't just words on a page. It's what they do. It's what they've always done for over 41 years. Call 833-7-NETWORK today. HMO and POS plans underwritten by Network Health Plan. Compensation has been provided for using this endorsement of Network Health.
Baseball is back. Brian Balaga here to bring you a proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Surfside Iced Tea and Vodka and Surfside Lemonade and Vodka. A delicious and perfect pairing for a day at the ballpark. Stocked at American Family Field all season long. Surfside is only 100 calories per serving, and the best part, 0 bubbles. Ask for it at your local bar or liquor store. Surfside, an official partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Must be 21 years of age. Please drink responsibly.
Turn your driveway into the basketball court of your dreams with Precision Sports, Southeastern Wisconsin's dealer for Mega Slam, Ironclad, and Dominator hoop systems. From installation to customizable painted court lines, Precision Sports is a slam dunk. PrecisionSportsOnline.com.
Ready to watch the Packers like a VIP? Cousins Subs put you in the center of it all on the 50-yard line in plush recliner seats, complete with personal TVs and your favorites delivered from Cousins Subs. 2 pairs of fans are selected before each regular season home game to enjoy this one-of-a-kind experience. Enter daily to win the best seats in the house, only from Cousins Subs. Cousins Subs. We believe in better. See rules and eligibility for details.
From the biggest stars to the greatest moments. Behind the Bucks is Bucks history like you've never heard it before. It's all on Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
It's ESPN Milwaukee's Brad Nortman here with some exciting news from my friends at Bank 5-9. Not only have they been named a top workplace for 16 straight years, but they've just won the prestigious Community Choice Award as the best bank in the Milwaukee area. Honestly, I'm not surprised. Not only do they have great products and services, but they truly live out their mission to make lives better. If you're looking for a true local community bank, check out the best. Visit bank59.com to learn more today. Member FDIC.
Is your roof underperforming? Saggy shingles, leaky spots? Sounds like someone needs a little Evandale Roofing. They don't just patch things up, they go all the way. Tight, sealed, satisfied. It's the kind of roof that'll have your neighbors going,
now that's a roof.
Evandale Roofing. They get on top so you don't have to. Call now. Your house deserves it.
If only life had a remote control, you could pause or rewind. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Hey, this is Jen Latta. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. It's time to get this tailgate started and get you ready for the green and gold game.
Love steps up on the run. Wide open, Jaden Reed. Make a man miss. Reed, goodbye. Touchdown, Packers.
This is Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference.
Broadcasting live from the shadow of the south end zone at Lambeau Field.
Alongside Gabe Neitzel, here is Alex Strouf.
Let's go third and final hour. Green Bay Game Day presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Just the two of us. I think that's by Creed also.
Yeah, everything's just by Creed. Any song from the 90s, apparently, or early 2000s, according to Alex Strouf, is by Creed.
Stained, Creed, same thing. Right? Same thing.
It's very different.
Saw the Black Crows last night here at Lambeau Field. They were a fun show. Are you familiar with the Black Crows work at all?
I'm familiar with the Black Crows, yeah. Good.
They were fun. They were fun.
I had no idea that they were having a concert here.
It was a surprise hangout with our friends Vince Vitrano and Eric Bilstad of Wisconsin's Morning News on 620 WTMJ. Good hangs.
Yeah.
Got dinner with them.
Good guys.
It was great. Yeah, good fellas. It was a good time. Anyway, Gabe Neitzel, Alex Strouf with you. It's Green Bay Game Day presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Okay, so I've made the really bold claim that this feels big. This is a big game.
It is.
But
and honestly, you know what I think adds to that?
Oh boy,
the weather.
Yeah, it feels very fall-y.
It just kind of, it has the feel of, this is starting to get a little later in the season, even though it's literally the first one of the year. And as Steve Scaffidi pointed out, it's going to be 80 when we're here on Thursday, so it's going to have a completely different feel, kind of like the feel you would expect in early September for these games. But I think, everybody walking around with a hoodie underneath the jersey, I think kind of adds to the little big game feel we've got here at Lambeau Field today.
I think we're making a mistake by not talking about Micah Parsons the entire show, so I think we're going to do quite a bit of that this hour.
All right.
Including the report that came out yesterday from NFL Network's Ian Rappaport, which was the Packers were interested in Trey Hendrickson. They had called quite a bit on Cincinnati prior to the Bengals and last year's sack leader reaching a contract extension in late August. So it looks like the Packers were in the market for an elite pass rusher pretty much all offseason. They didn't draft one until the third day when they, of course, drafted Barron Sorrell, who happened to be here in Green Bay supporting his teammate in college and now teammate in the National Football League in Matthew Golden. But it's something they didn't really address until they did address it by acquiring Micah Parsons. But were you surprised to learn that the Packers were interested in Trey Hendrickson?
I was interested just because I think most of us had kind of eliminated Trey Hendrickson because of his age, right? The reason why Micah Parsons made so much sense is because, the team has seemed allergic to anybody who is approaching their 30th birthday, which now unfortunately includes Kenny Clark on the list as he was getting closer to his 30th birthday, and he ended up being a part of this trade. But seeing how aggressive Goody was in this, no, I guess I'm not that surprised to see that he at least kicked the tires to try to see what it would take to acquire Trey Hendrickson. Obviously, the contract wouldn't have been as big.
Yep.
Obviously, the compensation in return would not have been as big, which I still think was a steal for Micah Parsons.
I'll just throw this out there, Gabe. Trey Hendrickson's a free agent after this season. Maybe we'll have him and Parsons.
I don't think so. I think after the money they gave Micah, I think they're out of the and
the money they give Rashawn Gary, they still pay him like he's an elite pass rusher.
Correct.
Let's keep that in mind.
Correct. And I think because of that, tough decisions have to be made. But that's the luxury of having good players. Like anybody who I've heard going, oh man, it's a lot of money to pay one guy. Now you're going to make these tough decisions. Yeah, that's what you want to be.
Yes.
You want to make these tough decisions.
You want
with
to be
players.
You want to be in the position to make tough decisions.
Correct.
Which the Packers, of course, are now in. But also, let's keep in mind the Packers are now in the championship conversation.
Yeah. You needed to have my biggest criticism of the Green Bay Packers over the last two seasons has been they lack star power. Brian Gutekunst has been a good general manager when it comes to drafting the talent that they have. They have a lot of solid players, which you need on the roster, right? You need to have those solid guys, but there were very few stars and big difference-making players, and the only two that were huge last year, I think that you could argue, came from outside the roster. And the two free agents he signed a year ago in Xavier McKinney and Josh Jacobs. This team had solid players, but nobody great. And you don't win the Super Bowl with just a bunch of solid players. You need difference makers. And Brian Gutekunst being that aggressive to go after Micah Parsons has changed the tenor of this entire team, the way people talk about this team and the way that they're viewed across the league. Because they now have one of not just a star, they have one of the biggest stars in the sport.
And here's the thing with that game, right? And I think we all, number one, maybe still owe Brian Gutekunst an apology, because that is the swing of all swings. This is the defining moment of his career as a general manager of the Green Bay Packers.
No, I don't
trading for Micah
I don't
Parsons.
know an apology for saying, hey,
show some urgency that you're preaching?
Yeah.
Right. Which he did, obviously, by
and he
acquiring
did.
Micah Parsons.
And I'll give him kudos for that.
But he deserves more kudos than I think we've given him, because when you think of the last year and a half, what Goody has done to position this team as a championship contender, right? 2 weeks ago we were like, yeah, this is a team who can maybe compete for a championship.
If things fall the right way.
If
Yeah.
Jordan Love plays up to what his potential and what he's shown us before, if he does this and if this happens and if that happens, it's no longer that, right? It is now, okay, they have Josh Jacobs. Okay, they have Xavier McKinney. Okay, they have Micah Parsons. 3 guys that weren't Packers 2 years ago who Brian Gutekunst made moves to get.
Yeah.
Right? They have several stars on this team now, and hopefully one of those stars will end up being their quarterback in Jordan Love, who he made at one point the highest paid quarterback in NFL history. So he deserves credit for the way he has constructed this roster and built them once again into real championship contenders.
Yeah, and we'll see how those players continue to grow, right? Because everything that was said about Jordan Love before the trade still applies after the trade. Like, Micah Parsons helps this team become a legitimate contender, but unless Jordan Love plays with the consistency in which we all think that he can, but still has yet to go out and do, then this team isn't a championship contender. To win a Super Bowl, I mean, the last time a team didn't have somebody either A, a great quarterback, or B, a quarterback that was playing great, the last time that happened and a team won the Super Bowl was Super Bowl 50 and the Denver Broncos. Because Peyton Manning,
absolutely right,
he was not playing great.
No, he was not.
He did just enough, but it's not like he was playing great. And even some of the random quarterbacks that have now won championships since then, your Nick Foles.
Yep.
Nick Foles had a tremendous playoff run. He had a historically great playoff run. Now, he got hot, obviously was never going to sustain that, but got hot at the right time and was able to carry the Eagles to
but
a
it happened
Super
with
Bowl.
it happened with Flacco. Obviously, this is prior to Super Bowl 50, but it happened with Flacco too, right?
Yeah.
He had an unbelievable playoff run.
Historically great statistical
11
playoff
touchdowns,
run.
0 interceptions in the playoff run when the Baltimore Ravens won their last Super
So you either need a quarterback who's playing like that, or
a defense,
or a great quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
Right, or just a straight up great quarterback like Patrick Mahomes,
Brady,
like Tom Brady, and the guys like Jalen Hurts, who is a great quarterback, despite people just not wanting to recognize it.
Disrespecting him. I
don't understand it either at this point. The man finished second in MVP voting a few years ago, and then has been in 2 of the last 3 Super Bowls. Yet somehow,
pretty good.
Yeah, somehow is like, is he the best quarterback in the NFC? Yeah, I think he is.
Yeah, he is.
I think he might be. So you either need to have a great quarterback, in Jordan. I said this earlier in the show. He's proven he's a starting caliber and a good starting caliber quarterback in the NFL. That he's proven. But now he needs to prove he can be a great quarterback.
Absolutely.
And great quarterbacks do it consistently.
He's Gabe Neitzel. I'm Alex Strouf with you. It's Green Bay Game Day presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Let's take a look at some of the scores going on right now in Week 1 in the NFL. Some games at the end of the third quarter, some games starting up in the fourth quarter. We start in Atlanta. The Buccaneers have a 17-10 win over the Atlanta Falcons right now. Michael Penix Jr., 18 of 28, 206 yards and a touchdown for him.
The Dolphins stink.
Yeah, they're bad. The Colts are.
Danny Dimes had put up 30 on them?
Yeah, the Colts are laying the smackdown on Miami. It's 30-0.
to nothing?
10 minutes to go in that one. An interesting one in Cleveland. The Bengals and the Browns, it is a 1-point game, 17-16. Joe Flacco playing really well for Cleveland. He's 20 of 28 for 195 and a tutter. Las Vegas up on New England in New England, 14-10. The Raiders lead the Patriots. About 5 minutes left in the third quarter there. Ashton Genty with his first career touchdown earlier in the third quarter. Cardinals and Saints is in the fourth quarter in New Orleans. Cardinals are up 20-10. And who could very well be the worst team in the league. How about the Jets up on the Steelers and Aaron Rodgers, 26-17. But Rodgers the leading passer in that one. He's over 200 yards and 2 touchdowns with 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Commanders Giants, Washington up 14-3 on the Giants, and that game in D.C. or D.C. area, I guess we should say. And finally, the Brad Nortman Bowl. Yeah, it stinks, as many would expect, between the Jaguars and the Panthers. 10-3, Jaguars up on the Panthers. Of course, I call that the Brad Nortman Bowl because those are both the teams that our buddy Brad Nortman from Kyle Bruston Nortman played for during his 6-year NFL career. Those are your noon scores. Right now, we will keep you updated on those, and we will keep you updated on the one to come at 3:25. It's Packers-Lions, Week 1 here at Lambeau Field. Gabe and I continue with you next. We will take a look at our Island Resort and Casino best bets. That's next on Green Bay Game Day.
We're back with Green Bay Game Day after this on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
When it comes to joint replacement, you want the best care available. The Orthopedic Surgery Center in Pewaukee is a leader in joint replacement, offering same-day surgery with advanced technology. Their team of experts specializes in knee, hip, and shoulder replacements, using the latest techniques to minimize pain and recovery time. The team at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin can get you back to what matters, living pain-free. Total joint replacement. There is a difference. Visit orthowisconsin.com.
The grill is hot, the crowd is loud, and the flavor? That's all Coops Mustard. For over 125 years, Coops has been the MVP of Game Day Eats with 14 bold flavors that make every brat, burger, and pretzel a championship bite. Because Coops isn't your ordinary mustard. It's extraordinary mustard. The kind that turns tailgates into traditions and touchdowns into taste bud celebrations. This football season, bring the bold, bring the flavor, bring Coops. Coops Mustard, spreading the love since 1897.
The vibrant fall colors and cooler temperatures make for great days out on the golf course. The Island invites you to experience the best of fall golf with late season rounds at Sweetgrass or Sage Run. Fall golf rates run September 15th through the end of the 2025 season, with tee times starting at $75 and stay and play packages from $125. And submit your 2026 golf package requests early to guarantee choice dates. Plan your fall golf adventure today at islandresortgolf.com.
Monica, we've got to hand it to you.
You and the design team have outdone yourselves.
Are you talking about the One collection?
Those rings say you are the one.
And they say it symbolically.
Describe the symbols.
Every ring in the One collection should be presented with a special ritual.
What would that ritual be?
You pick up her left hand and you place a kiss on her ring finger.
Rick, you never told me about that part.
Then you show her the tiny red diamond, flush mounted inside the ring, that will forever be in contact with her finger.
Why is it red?
Because that's when the giver says to the one, wherever you go, my heart goes with you.
I give you this kiss. I give you my heart.
The red diamond is a secret symbol of that sacred moment.
The center diamond on the outside of the ring is for the whole world to see.
But the tiny red created diamond inside the ring is only for the two of them.
The One collection of engagement rings is available exclusively at Kessler's.
To find the Kesslers nearest you,
visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
To help those who want to be helped but may not be able to afford it.
That's what PGA Tour winner Grayson Murray had envisioned for a foundation before he sadly took his own life at just 30 years old. His parents channeled their grief into creating the Grayson Murray Foundation, carrying out his vision to help those struggling with mental health and addiction. To donate and learn more, visit GraysonMurrayFoundation.com.
At Alpha Custom Apparel, we create standout corporate apparel and promotional gear that makes a lasting impression. Whether it's polos for your next conference, branded jackets for your sales team, or eye-catching giveaways for a client event, we've got you covered. We offer a concierge-like experience for businesses who want more. More customization, more creativity, more impact. From concept to delivery, we help brands big and small show up looking their best, with speed, style, and attention to detail. Create with us today at alphacustomapparel.com.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here, and the Pickler Menominee Falls is now open. Your home for pickleball. 9 premium indoor courts with unlimited play, leagues, tournaments, and clinics all included in your membership. Sign up today for open play spots or check out Learn to Play sessions and clinics. Members get 4 clinics a month included. Memberships start at just $119 a month. Check out all the options at thepickler.com. That's PICKLR.com. And I'll see you on the court.
This is Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
And I want to spend some time with you, just the two of us. We can make it if we try, just the two of us.
Let's go. Just the two of us. Strouf and Neitzel with you. It's Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. We are live at the Tundra Trio just outside of Lambeau Field. It's Week 1, Packers-Lions, 3:25 kickoff on CBS. You fired up or what? You seem a little low energy today.
No, I'm just conserving energy. Conserving energy. It's going to be a long day.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I am just glad that football is back and we get to see what this team is capable of. It seems like such a big year for where they are, their development, guys stepping up, and it seems like they had started doing that in training camp. And I'm surprised you were not familiar with the all-Oneida term. Guys who
I never heard that.
Yeah, just been able to show out across the street at either, Ray Nitschke Field or inside the Hudson Center, guys that can do that and then just can't make that transition over to the games. And we go across the street here to Lambeau Field. Guys sometimes just can't make that transition from practice and preseason into the regular season. Certainly you hope that's not the case for some of these guys, but I'm excited to see what they can do in a huge game. And here's the other thing. Like, Matt LaFleur was very protective of a lot of the guys. Understandably so with Jordan Love, especially after he had that injury early in preseason, that he wasn't going to play too many more games. But when you have a start like this, it is imperative that you get off to fast starts. When you have games against teams like Detroit, teams like Washington, like we do on Thursday, you have to get off to a fast start. If they get off to a 2-0 start, it is just all aboard the train to the Super Bowl. Everybody jump on. The bandwagon's going to get out of control. 1-1, you're like, okay, tough start. But
I'm still all in, dude.
Yeah, this team, I mean, not everybody's going to be jumping on maybe as much as they would be if they're 2-0, but you still feel good about it.
Yeah.
0-2, and
that's when things get a little dicey.
The hand-wringing begins. So it starts today. I can't remember who said it, if it was you or if it was Scaffidi. You win today. Okay, you don't have to win. Okay, at worst, you're going 1-1 through these first two games.
Yeah.
At worst.
At worst.
So you take care of business today, and it can just kind of set the table for the beginning of your season. It's a huge start to the year and something that we haven't experienced here at Green Bay since 2018, when they also opened with a divisional opponent in the Chicago Bears.
I'm with you on that. He's Gabe Neitzel, I'm Alex Strouf, hanging out with you here on Green Bay Game Day. Yeah, it's a but it's not only in terms of the record, although you're completely right on everything you say, right? If it's 1-1, if it's 2-0, if it's 0-2, whatever that may be. But I think specifically with this game, it's about the hierarchy in the NFC North. It's to show, hey, I understand you've had your run for 2 years, right? You've been the king of the NFC North, the Detroit Lions have, each of the last 2 years. They've frankly owned this series since Dan Campbell was hired as their head coach. They've been awesome against the Packers. I think the Packers have only won one game, maybe two, from a couple of years ago, but obviously went 0-2 against this team last year. It's to show, hey, we're back. Hello, we still belong. We are still in contention to not only win this division, but to be real contenders in the NFC. And I think that's why I'm so excited to see what performance the Packers put on Lambeau Field in just over an hour.
And last year with the game here at Lambeau, it got away from the Packers, right? They were down big in the first half. Maybe the final score ends up being a little bit closer than you thought. But when they played later in the year at Ford Field in Detroit, I mean, it came down to, okay, who's going to step up? Who's going to make a play? It was a tight game down the stretch, and ultimately it was the Lions who made those difference-making plays, and that's where you hope the addition of Micah Parsons. Now you have somebody who's going to tilt the field in your direction, and if this ends up being a tight game, you're hoping that, hey, he's going to be the one to tilt the field in the direction of you, and you're going to be able to come away with this game because now you have a star and a difference-making player who makes the difference in those tight ball games.
I'm with you on that. All right, time to look now at our best bets, which are presented by the Island Resort and Casino. Hey, Gabe, I don't know if you know this, but fall golf season is on the way.
So playing up there, I've never played up there in the fall. Was just up there a little under a month ago. But you get out to a couple of those different spots, whether it's at the course they have on site there in Sweetgrass, or you head over to Sage Run. Both are going to look beautiful in the fall. I could not recommend getting up there. Great golf courses, fantastic places as we are an hour away from kickoff.
That scares me every time, dude. The fireworks just went off at
fireworks,
Lambeau.
They fire off fire. For those who don't know, fireworks go off an hour before kickoff here
and
at
Lambeau.
Lambeau.
It scares me without fail this is my third year hosting the show.
Yeah.
Every home game at Lambeau Field. It scares me every time. Anyway, what shouldn't scare you is the Island Resort and Casino. Tee off amid stunning autumn scenery, then enjoy top-tier dining, relaxing spa time, and non-stop casino action.
New clubhouse at Sweetgrass. Fantastic. Great addition up there to the Island Resort and Casino.
Fall golf rates start in mid-September, so about a week from now. Play now. IslandResortGolf.com. That's IslandResortGolf.com, which it sounds like Gabe has already visited that website a time or two.
Every year we go up there.
Before we get to best bets, It is 31-26. The Steelers have regained the lead over the Jets. Aaron Rodgers, not one, not two, not three, 4 touchdown passes in his Steelers debut at his former stadium.
Yeah, he has come out. He has been firing. He has looked really good, has looked the part. I mean, one of those touchdowns was a cheapie, because it was the pop pass on an end around. But he's looked sharp. He's been sacked a couple of times. But other than that, from everything I've seen out of that game, he has been absolutely on one for the Steelers.
Right? I am too.
I am.
Glad Josh DiMaggio is not here, your producer on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I don't know. Maybe it's just because I was also around when he was doing the show with Wilde every week when in the early 2010s. And I've seen a lot of the good that he's done in the community that doesn't get publicized a lot. But I've always, I am happy for him. Now, I hope he throws 7 interceptions when the Packers play them in late October.
Agreed.
That's what I'm hoping for when that happens. But I feel myself, just because, again, the last 2 years for him were not great in New York. I didn't take as much pleasure out of that as somebody like DiMaggio, but it's fun to see him at the top of his game, and that's what this is. This has been a vintage Aaron Rodgers game for him in his first game with Pittsburgh.
A couple of bets I like over at the Island Resort and Casino. I'm going to run through them. Gabe, you give me your analysis on them.
Yep.
Remember, the first one I like, Jordan Love over 5.5 rushing yards.
I thought it was 4.5. It's up to 5.5.
It's up to 5.5.
Oh man, too many people are betting it straight.
I still like it. It could get to like 10.5, and I'd still like it.
I do like that. The thumb is the injury, but I think there are going to be times where you see him on a 3rd and 5, 1-2, nothing's there, tuck it and run. Make them respect you. Make them account for you if they're going to end up playing man-to-man.
Shocking to no one, this is one of my other best bets today.
Over Matthew Golden receptions.
Actually, receiving yards.
Okay.
47.5 is all it is. I think he has over 50 yards today.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, I don't know what the number is for receptions. I'd probably like that too, because I see his first reception being either a little bubble screen or that smoke screen where he's coming back towards the line of scrimmage. I feel the first time he gets the ball in his hands, it's going to be LaFleur trying to dial something up, get the ball in his hands quickly, let him show off his athleticism, and go from
Here's the thing that makes him so exciting. He could do that in one play.
Yeah.
50 yards, right? Hey, that's how quick he is. That's what makes that bet so good for me. And my third and final best bet, presented by the Island Resort and Casino, it's Jacobs over. 68.5 rushing yards only. Not rushing and receiving, just rushing yards at 68.5.
That one's more interesting to me because I'm curious.
I think they're going to ground and pound quite a bit.
Yeah, but how much are the Lions going to allow them to do that?
Yeah.
What are the Lions going to do defensively? Are they going to stack the box? And they're healthy now finally on defense. They were not healthy for the majority of last year, which, again, still impressive that they ended up winning 15 games despite all those injuries. But if you are their new defensive coordinator, are you loading up the box and going, hey, I dare Jordan Love to beat me? Or are you going to go, oh, yeah, Josh Jacobs, he can just do whatever he wants back there? I'm guessing they're going to dare Jordan Love to beat them with his arm. And especially early, they're going to load up the box and try to slow down Josh Jacobs because they know everything the Packers want to do is based off of Josh Jacobs.
Love it. All right, those are your best bets presented by the Island Resort and Casino. All right, coming up next, which we are going to put the poll on Twitter at ESPN Milwaukee. Gabe and I are going to discuss this coming up next. It's the two sexy players. Which Packers debut are you more excited for, Micah Parsons or Matthew Golden? We talk about that. Coming up next, live from just outside of Lambeau Field, it's Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin.
More Green Bay Game Day coming up on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Oh no, there's only seltzer left, and it's passionberry almond fruit? Who comes up with these? Kick the aluminum can to the curb and mix up a cocktail you actually want with Tito's. It tastes great, it's gluten-free, and it's available in a variety of sizes for your convenience. The flavor abilities are endless. Tito's Handmade Vodka, the official spirit of whatever you want to drink. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
I've been to my fair share of green and gold games, and the best way to get there is with AccuTrans Group. At Good Karma Brands and ESPN Milwaukee, we use AccuTrans Group to get our partners to and from Green Bay, and it's always first class. From stadiums to concerts and tailgates, your game day fun starts the moment you step on board. Sit back, relax, and let their professional chauffeurs handle the traffic while you enjoy the ride. AccuTrans Group is Milwaukee's premier ground transportation, available 24/7 with sedans, SUVs, limos, vans, and buses. Book today at AccuTransGroup.com.
This football season is all about making the right calls, and with Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Hey, it's ESPN Wisconsin's Alex Strouf. Prize Picks makes daily fantasy simple. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player projections, like Jordan Love, Josh Jacobs, etc., And if you're right, you can cash in. I love how quick and easy it is. You can make your lineup in under a minute. I've done it. Like right now. I can do it right now. And enjoy fast, secure withdrawals with Venmo, Apple Pay, and more. Plus, with injury reboots and the Flex Play option, your lineup has even more ways to win. Download the app today. That's Prize Picks in your app store. And use the code GKB. That's code GKB and get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. $50 for 5. Great deal. Again, that's Prize Picks. Pick more or less on 2 to 6 player projections and you can get paid with code GKB at signup. I'll say it once, I'll say it a million times. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Yeah, it is.
Ready to watch the Packers like a VIP? Cousins Subs put you in the center of it all on the 50-yard line in plush recliner seats, complete with personal TVs and your favorites delivered from Cousins Subs. 2 pairs of fans are selected before each regular season home game to enjoy this one-of-a-kind experience. Enter daily to win the best seats in the house, only from Cousins Subs. Cousins Subs. We believe in better. See rules and eligibility for details.
Is your business ready to take the next step? At Fifth Third Commercial Bank Wisconsin, our team of local experienced advisors is here to propel you forward. We understand your needs and offer in-depth expertise, cutting-edge technology, and tailored solutions to streamline your cash collections, automate payments, and safeguard your assets with top-notch fraud mitigation tools. Contact Fifth Third in downtown Milwaukee today. Let's eliminate the non-value add work so you can focus on what truly matters, growing your business. Fifth Third Bank National Association. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
It's Jason Wilde from Wilde & Tausch. Upgrade your industrial supply services with Lakeland Supply, your trusted ISO certified partner for custom packaging, shipping supplies, janitorial, and safety supply solutions. With over 40 years of industry excellence, Lakeland Supply is a proven one-stop source with over 95% of their products made in the U.S. And they treat their customers like family. Personalized service with a national reach. That's what Lakeland Supply does. Visit lakelandsupply.com to discover how they can make your business better.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This is Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Week 1 NFL season. It's Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Alex Strouf, Gabe Neitzel hanging out with you until kickoff, just outside of Lambeau Field at the Tundra Trio, inside the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin Mobile Studio. A lot of Honolulu blue, Gabriel.
More than I'm comfortable with inside the tailgate at the Tundra Trio, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, so Dylan, our marketing teammate, is standing right in front of us. What the hell did you do here, man? Like, why did you let so many Lions fans in? This is ridiculous.
I didn't realize that we knew this many Lions fans at Good Karma Brands, but, you know, hey, it is what it is at this point. The good news is it feels like the ratio in here is higher than what I've been seeing people walk by.
Yeah, I mean, the good news is 80,000 people fit in Lambeau Field.
Yeah.
I would guess probably 55 to 60,000 are Packers.
Oh, it's going to be – I'm hoping there's only about 10 to 15 that are Lions fans.
I think there's going to be more than that, Gabe. There's a lot of Honolulu blue walking through parking lot right now. I think you're underselling it, but that's okay. But granted, I mean, we've seen this story before. Lions fans do come to Lambeau quite a bit. Like, they come down here in droves because obviously UP is close and a lot of Lions fans up there. But yeah, that's okay. All right, let's talk about the two sexy Packers, the two newbies. Which debut are you more excited to see today? Is it Micah Parsons or Matthew Golden? You can get on that on Twitter at ESPN Milwaukee. We have that poll going. We will get to the results in a moment. You can also chime in on the Carbless Talk and text line, 800-990-3776. Parsons or Golden, which debut are you more excited to see today at Lambeau Field? Gabe, we start with you.
To me, it's easy because it's not even close. As excited as I am about Matthew Golden, as excited as I was on draft night when they took him, and the excitement only continues to grow with the training camp that he reportedly had, where every day he's just doing something different, and he's holding on to the football, he's healthy, he's available, he's doing things we haven't seen at that position since Davante Adams.
All that to say,
Micah Parsons is one of the top 10 players in the NFL. Like he's such a difference maker for this team, and I'm excited for Matthew Golden, don't get me wrong, but it's been a while since we've seen a difference maker of this capabilities on the Packers defense. It's been a long time. And again, nothing against Zadarius Smith, who had double-digit sacks, early in his tenure before that blew up after he was signed here as a free agent. Like, this guy only gets double-digit sacks. That's all he does. 12 sacks or more in each of his first 4 seasons. And he only played 13 games last year, and he still reached that threshold. To hear everybody from a national perspective talk about how good he is. Not just, obviously, if you watch the Cowboys, you see the difference he makes with your eyes, but then when some of the more advanced analytics in football kind of back that up, going back to the Bill Barnwell article where, according to expected points added, which is an advanced analytic, in the 4 years that he was in Dallas when he was on the field, they had the best defense in football. When he wasn't on the field, either inactive, injury, or was just taking a rest, worst defense in the NFL. That's the type of difference this guy can make. And we already knew the Packers had a pretty good defense before you added Micah Parsons. Like, they played well defensively last year.
I think we all had high confidence that it would be actually even improved prior to Micah Parsons this year because it's year 2 under the coordinator.
Yeah, and being now year 2 under the coordinator with somebody that he can use as what he hopes to be, that queen piece on the chessboard, like, to me, it's Micah Parsons and it's not even close. And the quarterback didn't say, we should announce the offense first, and, Matthew Golden should be the last one out. No, you introduced that defense first with number 1, Micah Parsons, coming out last just for that eruption from the Lambeau Field crowd.
I agree with you in terms of it is the bigger debut.
Yeah.
It is the more important debut. It is the more impactful debut, likely, right, is Micah Parsons, despite the fact he might be a little bit limited today in terms of his snap count. But to Gabe's point, he's a top 10 player in the National Football League. Like, he's going to make an impact. No matter how little he is on the field or how much he's on the field, he's going to make an impact because he's that good. However, I phrased the question, which are you more excited for? And that's why I'm going Matthew Golden, because I think the conversation around number 1 receiver, which apparently made Matt LaFleur want to puke every time it was mentioned last year.
Well, that's because he didn't have one.
Correct, and now he does. And his name is Matthew Golden.
Now, I'm willing to bet wants to have that conversation a little bit more. Was willing to have that conversation when they had Davante Adams. Easier conversation to have when you got a difference maker.
Yeah, true that. And he wears number 81. Wait, no, he wears number 22. Actually, no, excuse me. He wears number 0 now. He's changed his jersey number 3 times this offseason. Number 0, Matthew Golden. I'm more excited for that one just because it's the first time we're going to see Jordan Love with a guy who we truly believe can be a number 1, bona fide number 1 wide receiver in the National Football League. Now, look, I'm not expecting Matthew Golden to put up bonkers numbers here in Game 1, but I am expecting him to get the ball thrown in his direction, and I am expecting him to make a few plays where you go, whew, that's what they have now?
That's different.
Yeah, that's new in the Jordan Love era, and that's what makes me so excited to see Matthew Golden. Obviously, I'm also super jacked to see Micah Parsons on defense. The beautiful part is, no matter how you answer this question, you're getting both today at Lambeau Field.
Yeah, and I think that just adds to the excitement of, there have been many off the season where, we drafted a defensive lineman. All right, I can kind of get excited about that. What do we add in free? We didn't add anything in free agency. Okay, this team's good. You have now the 2 things that we have been begging for the last 2 years. A potential difference maker at the wide receiver position, and then a big splash addition on the defensive line. A guy who is going to make a difference every time he's on the field for the Packers. It's the first time I can remember in a long time where it feels like, we kind of checked everything off the list. Like, what didn't they check off the list? Corner? Mm-hmm. In terms of the offseason checklist?
Yeah, that's it. It's the only one.
And they still added Nate Hobbs.
Yeah, well, not today, but yes. In general, I understand your point. But you will be going without Nate Hobbs today, who is out with that knee injury. It will be Keyshawn Nixon, Carrington Valentine, and Bo Melton? Javon Bullard will play.
Javon Bullard is
the slot, and those will be your top 2 corners. But I imagine we do see some Bo Melton today on defense. Not a lot, but I think we see a little bit.
Probably. I mean, again, the Packers have shown that they like going with their safeties, especially Bullard out of that slot. So,
and they did elevate Micah Robinson from the practice squad yesterday, so that the 7th-round pick out of Tulane this year in the NFL draft.
Still, shout out to Bo Melton because
it's a great story.
When he switched to corner and then was sharing a number with Sean Clifford, like those are two, like, all right.
Typically, when you make a position,
nice career,
if you make a position switch multiple years into your NFL career, that's usually the death of your NFL career.
Correct.
For Bo Melton, he made it work, and he made the 53-man roster. He's obviously a huge part of their special teams, and a guy Rich Bisaccia loves, unleashing on special teams. But the opportunity with Bo Melton on defense is a fascinating one. He looked the part in preseason, and again, he was playing third stringers most of the times, right? A lot of those guys don't have jobs anymore.
But still, I mean, the Packers
he didn't look uncomfortable.
The Packers aren't in the business, and even then, when you saw. Heard Rich Bisaccia talk about it. Guys don't make teams based just what they can do on special teams.
Right.
I think the Packers have had a couple of those guys, and maybe they've gone away from that.
It certainly seems that way.
As much as they like Bo Melton, the special teamer, he still needed to provide a value elsewhere, and they thought he was good enough that he could provide value at cornerback. And I'm sure they wouldn't be comfortable if he was pressed into duty today because of injury, but that's the decision that they're like, hey, if we have to be pressed into one of these guys, we're more comfortable with Bo Melton than we were with Corey Ballantyne, who's somebody that they brought back and had trusted in previous seasons.
Yeah.
So, to me, I thought that the addition of Ballantyne kind of signed Bo's going to be a practice squad guy. Maybe he gets elevated a few times. And maybe next year we can try this whole cornerback experiment again. But the fact that a guy that they had here previously and trusted and played significant snaps for the Green Bay Packers was on this roster, and they decided to cut him in favor of Bo Melton, that gives me more faith in him at his new position.
I totally agree with you. And it's Travis Hunter 2.0. Maybe we'll see him at receiver at some point this season. I think it's unlikely, but if, they get hit with the injury bug like it seemed like
I
they
would
were
be
in the
shocked
preseason.
if we saw him.
No,
he's got enough that he has to worry about learning his new position still. Like he can't be
But I bring up Travis Hunter for a reason. He's got 4 catches for 22 yards. On the offensive side, he's got 1 tackle on the defensive side for the Jacksonville Jaguars, who lead the Carolina Panthers. It's only halftime, 20-3, because that game was delayed due to thunderstorms. So not the first time, now the second time this week 1 that we've had a rain delay in the NFL. But halftime for the Jags and Panthers, it's 20-3 there. The Commanders still up on the Giants, 9 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, 14-6. That Steelers-Jets game has 7 minutes left, and boy, is it a doozy. It is a 1-point lead for the New York Jets. 32-31, the highest scoring game in the NFL.
Naturally, when you think Steelers-Jets, you're thinking a game that both teams are scoring 30s, right? Two teams that have been known for their defenses over the last decade plus.
Correct.
And yet they've got a combined 63 points.
Aaron Rodgers has had a phenomenal day for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He is 17 of 23 for 229 yards and 4 touchdowns. Good for Rodgers. He has had a terrific day against his former team, but his former team now in the lead, 32-31.
Still need some late game Rodgers magic to pull this one out.
I would like to see it, to be honest with you, but we will see on that one. Cardinals-Saints, about 2 minutes to go there. Cardinals have a 10-point lead. It is 20-10. The Saints just missed a field goal, so that will likely be a
Browns
Cardinals
just
win.
Missed a field goal, too.
And a 1-0 start for the Arizona Cardinals in New England. It's the same score as the Cardinals-Saints game. And it's the Raiders on top of the Patriots, 20-10. Ashton Genty, 14 carries, 43 yards, and a touchdown in his debut. How about Brock Bowers? A terrific rookie year for the tight end last year. It was the best rookie tight end season ever. Not a bad follow-up. 5 catches, 103 yards.
Ooh.
Yeah, not a bad follow-up for him.
The Raiders are a team I am high on this year.
Me too.
I don't know if they're necessarily a playoff team, but the culture change of adding Pete Carroll, bringing in an experienced quarterback and solid quarterback in Geno Smith is going to do a lot for that team in that division, even though it's one of the toughest divisions in football.
And we saw the Chargers knock off the Chiefs on Friday night to take an early lead in that division, but the Raiders looking to tie that lead with a 1-0 start. They lead the Patriots by 10 with about just under 5 minutes to go. We're under the 2-minute warning in Indianapolis, and thank God, because it is a disaster. Colts 33, Dolphins 8. Yuck. Michael Pittman Jr., 6 catches, 80 yards, and a touchdown. Bengals-Browns going down to the wire, approaching the 2-minute warning. Bengals have the ball and a 1-point lead. It's 17-16, but third down coming up for Cincinnati. And in Atlanta, the Falcons have the ball and are driving. They are in the red zone, but trail by 4 right now with exactly 5 minutes to play. It's 17-13. Buccaneers lead the Falcons. That is your noon slate here on Green Bay Game Day. Packers-Lions coming up at 3:25. I can't believe it. We only have 2 segments left. We've got to take a look at our Gruber Law Office's one call, and then we will, of course, make our game picks to wrap up the show just after 3 o'clock. That is all still ahead. He's Gabe Neitzel. I'm Alex Strouf with you. It's Green Bay Game Day on ESPN Wisconsin, which is brought to you in part by our friends at Higher Love. It's game day. You heading up to Green Bay, make a quick stop at Higher Love Cannabis Company just over the border in Menominee, Michigan. Less than an hour from right here in Green Bay. Award-winning, locally owned, organically grown, the best in the Midwest. Visit findhigherlove.com/CBD. That's findhigherlove.com/CBD for more information. More next. It's Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Day will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
The dance of sunlight on water.
Shimmering, sparkling, beautiful, hypnotic. Houses that overlook a gorgeous body of water are the most highly desired houses in the world.
The Bellamare collection of fine jewelry features classic white diamonds, flanked and surrounded by rare and exotic blue diamonds.
Bellamare means beautiful water. Bellamare, sunlight on water, glimmering and twinkling.
The dance is enticing.
The look is spectacular. The impact is exciting.
Blue and white diamonds created in the heart of Mother Nature
will dance and sing on the body of a glittering, sparkling woman. Bellamare. This blue and white beauty of sunlight on water
should be worn on the fingers,
the wrist, the neck, and the ears
of the woman you love.
The Bellamare collection is available only at Kessler's. We do diamonds better because diamonds are what we do.
For the location of the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
For the first time, you can stream all of ESPN all in one place. And guys, it's changed the game for me personally. All the best live sports, the most championship moments, studio shows, documentaries, and originals, too many to even name them all. Plus, all these great new features, like watching 4 games at once in multi-view, your fantasy team updates live in-game, Sports Center customized just for you. They thought of everything to make this the ultimate destination for fans. You gotta check it out. Sign up for the all-new ESPN app, like right now.
Get ready to say goodbye to those bland seltzers at the ballpark. Carbless is proudly Wisconsin-born, crafted by real people. A husband and wife team who wanted better cocktails in a can. They're locally made and blissfully better. Carbless offers a bold, true cocktail flavor that's made for baseball fans. Available in fan-favorite flavors like lemon lime, black raspberry, cranberry, and mango, bringing the craft cocktail bar to your seat. Refreshment that matches the energy of American Family Field is Carbless. Full of flavor, no sugar, and no carbs. Just game day bliss.
Grand slams and walk-offs. If you haven't jumped on the bandwagon by now, what are you waiting for? Siding Unlimited is Milwaukee's very own national champions. That's right, Siding Unlimited installs windows, and we do it really well, earning the prestigious Pella Platinum Premier National Certified Contractor of the Year award 5 times. New windows? Our expert team will deliver on a smooth, hassle-free installation, making you feel proud of calling Siding Unlimited for your window project. What's the next step? Call 262-567-4513 or go to sidingunlimited.com.
You're back at the gym. Your new gym outfit? On point. Your new sneakers? Baller. You've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with Access Checking. It's maintenance fee-free with no minimum balance requirements. So when you take your first yoga class in 10 months, your body might surprise you, but your checking account won't. You've got this with Access Checking from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here, and the Pickler Menominee Falls is now open. Your home for pickleball. 9 premium indoor courts with unlimited play, leagues, tournaments, and clinics all included in your membership. Sign up today for open play spots or check out Learn to Play sessions and clinics. Members get 4 clinics a month included. Memberships start at just $119 a month. Check out all the options at thepickler.com. That's PICKLR.com. And I'll see you on the court.
Hey, wouldn't it be great if life came with a remote control? You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind, like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest. Uh-oh. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. To learn your risk, take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
This is Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Game Day presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Gabe Neitzel, Alex Strouf hanging out with you just outside of Lambeau Field.
You like this song, right? Like this should still be like the Packers touchdown song. Because there was a debate on our show on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy last year. And I think it happened when I wasn't even there. Joshy and Chewy tried to change it.
To what?
Bow it to Ba.
I don't know what that is.
Kid Rock.
Oh, sure. Yeah. No. Absolutely not.
No, because they're like, oh, you need something that jacks you up more. Like, this song has been associated with Packer touchdowns my entire life. Like, this gets me excited.
Yeah, why would
I think the Packers have found the end zone.
It goes back to the old saying, "Don't fix what's not broken."
Yeah.
Right, and this is not broken. This is a lovely song. It's reminiscent of the Packers. Todd Rundgren is known for one thing, despite having a ginormous music catalog, and that would be Bang on the Drum, and it's association with the Green Bay Packers. So, anyway, there's a random side note on Todd Rundgren for you. A little music education on a Sunday afternoon. Gabe Neitzel, Alex Strouf. It's Green Bay Game Day. All right, it's time now for our one call, which, of course, is presented by the only place you should call, Gruber Law Offices, which has a reputation for winning. Their experienced and powerful team works tirelessly to help people and families seriously injured in accidents by providing the best care and service. There is never a fee until your case is won. Gruber Law Offices has been serving the people in the state of Wisconsin for over 35 years. Gruber Law Offices, one call. That's all. Gabe Neitzel, we start with you.
I am going to say Micah Parsons has 2 impact plays on today's game. Whether that ends up being a sack, a tackle for a loss, a batted down pass, some sort of big impact. I think he's going to make 2 plays that we're going to like highlight level plays. We're going, yeah. This is why you gave up 2 first-round picks. This is why you gave him $47 million per year. Because these are the types of plays that he can make. And that's, again, if he's only going to be playing, which I believe, a limited amount of snaps today, making those 2 splash-type plays would be huge for the Packers.
So it's alumni weekend here in Green Bay. So a bunch of former players are at the game, and obviously they get put up and brought in to go to the game and obviously honor all the players that have played in the past.
Yep.
We have a couple hanging out at our tailgate. I will leave them nameless, but 2 former players are sitting in our backyard right now just ahead of us, chatting up Miss Wisconsin, who's also here for some reason.
Yeah, why wouldn't she be?
Yeah, great point. Best party in the NFL.
You can't beat the location. You can't beat the hospitality. You can't beat the food from Buck and Honey's.
That's true.
Like, what are we talking about? Why wouldn't she be here?
I got to be honest with you. I didn't anticipate seeing Miss Wisconsin today.
Yeah, that's...
You never know what you're going to see when you come to Green Bay.
No, you never do.
It's an unpredictable place in which I love very much, and it's good to be here. Good to be back with you on Green Bay Game Day. Season number 3 for myself on this program. Season 2 for Gabe, but season 874 of him a part of our Green Bay coverage. He was part of the postgame show for many years alongside his old friend Homer, and moved over to pregame with us last year. Yeah, but he's your old friend. He's an old man, and he's your friend.
I
didn't mean he's no longer your friend.
Yeah,
I meant he's an old friend.
Yeah.
He's old and he's your friend.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, just making sure.
Don't even taking shots at his age either.
Okay, so here is my one call. I believe we will see both of the new additions that we have a poll on Twitter at ESPN Milwaukee, which one you're more excited to see, Micah Parsons or Matthew Golden. I think we will have a Micah Parsons impact play drive one defensively and a Matthew Golden impact play offensively, maybe even a touchdown on the first Packers offensive drive. I think Matthew Golden and Micah Parsons both make an impact early. That's my one call.
You're not one of these. You're not bothered by Micah wearing 1, are you? Because there's like a small portion of the fan base that thought that the numbers don't be.
The freaking stadium's named after him. It doesn't matter.
He's got the stadium. He's got a statue.
Yeah, he's fine.
Curly's number isn't officially retired.
No, and it's
and
cool.
Honestly, if you're not going to give it to Micah, then just retire.
Agreed.
This is the type of player that should be wearing a number that hasn't been worn for almost 100 years.
He is the type of player. Exactly. Bingo. Is that massive of an addition is Micah Parsons, and adding him to your roster. It's that big of an addition. So, yeah, give him a number that hasn't been used in 99 years. Fine by me. So that is my Gruber Law Offices one call, I believe we see Micah Parsons and Matthew Golden each make an impact early in this game. In the first quarter, I'm saying. I think both of them make an impact play, and Gabe Neitzel sticking with the hot-button topics. Micah Parsons with 2 impact plays in today's game.
So understandably so. We've spent a lot of time talking about Micah Parsons and Matthew Golden today because those are, a couple of really fun additions to the team this year. We're excited to see what they can do in a Packers uniform. But what do you think is, or who do you think is kind of the X-factor player for the Green Bay Packers? Not even just in today's game, but potentially for the season.
What letter do we use to describe the thing you just asked me about?
The X-factor.
What's that letter again?
X.
Xavier McKinney.
It's going to be tough to replicate the year he had last year.
Oh, totally.
Just because interceptions,
it was
interceptions
kind of fluky,
are.
right?
But interceptions
what was it? Seven in a row or something to start the season?
7 games in a row, yeah.
I believe he can play at an all-pro level. That I do believe. But statistically, what he did last year is so improbable.
If he only has 4 interceptions, it's not like suddenly he had a bad season.
No, exactly, right? But I do believe, we've said this 800 times the last week and a half, Gabe. I know you've said it, I've said it. I think we've said it today already. The Packers and Packers fans like ourselves now believe they have an impact player or like an all-pro level player.
Yes.
At every level of their defense, assuming, Micah Parsons obviously maintains what he's done the first 4 years of his career. That's likely an all-pro caliber guy. At the middle of the defense, Edgerrin Cooper was a 2-time defensive player of the week in the NFC last year. Not rookie, player of the week. The last Packer to win 2 defensive player of the weeks awards in the same season was Clay Matthews. He was pretty darn good, wasn't he?
It worked out.
Yeah, he was an all right player.
Decent pick.
Yeah, decent pick. Only so good that he got to kick off the freaking NFL draft in Green Bay a couple months back. He got the opening. He was pretty good. So the last guy to do that prior to Edgerrin Cooper was Clay Matthews, and then of course Xavier McKinney in the defensive backfield. But I think with the weak corners, and I don't know. The Packers haven't had a good safety since Nick Collins. It's as simple as that for me, right? Like they've had fine and maybe serviceable and maybe sometimes not even serviceable safety play since Nick Collins had to retire over about a decade and a half ago. We did the Darnell Savage thing, right? We did the Jonathan Owens thing. Xavier McKinney is one of the best safeties.
How dare you forget about HaHa Clinton Dix?
Oh, yeah, great call.
And his Pro Bowl season.
Great call on HaHa Clinton Dix. But what I'm saying, Gabe, is, and I know you understand my point, is we haven't had a really good safety in Green Bay in like 15 years. So for Xavier McKinney to provide what he did in year 1 last year, being an all-pro, having all the interceptions, making so many big plays, I do believe he's the X factor on this defense aside from the obvious Micah Parsons.
Yeah, I'm torn. I'm leaning towards Devontae Wyatt, though. I think this is a big year for him because they gave him the 5th-year option. Obviously did not for Quay Walker. And it just didn't make financial sense based on how they do things to give that type of money to an inside linebacker. But I think this, especially with the departure of Kenny Clark, now the light is even brighter on Devontae Wyatt. And I think he needs to continue his growth and step up and be the guy the Packers think he can be. And that's this is the reason why we gave him the 5th-year option. We think he's going to be this big-time difference maker. And I think that's what he needs to continue to grow. He is their most veteran defensive lineman at this point. He's got to be the guy to step up and help be a run stuffer for a team that was probably underrated in how good they were against the run a year ago.
Totally.
And they need to continue that to make the pass defense as good as we want it to be. So I lean towards Devontae Wyatt, and this is a big transitional year, I think, for him.
Love it. He's Gabe Neitzel. I'm Alex Strouf hanging out with you on Green Bay Game Day. We've got about 20 minutes left in our broadcast. Just want to bring you up to speed, though, on some of the scores going on in the NFL. I don't think any games have gone final quite yet. Maybe some of them have. Just let me double-check on that. I take it back. Colts-Dolphins did go final. What a barn burner that was. 33-8 win for the Indianapolis Colts. Nice start to the season.
First win for them in the opening week since Andrew Luck was their starting quarterback.
Wow. That's a great stat by you, Gabe Neitzel. Well done.
I can't take credit for it. I heard Mr. Hansen say it on Red Zone while I was waiting.
Mr. Hansen.
While I was waiting to use the restroom during the break.
Something he doesn't do on Red Zone is use the restroom. Mr. Hansen is terrific. Buccaneers-Falcons score remains the same with 2.5 minutes to go. 17-13 Bucs lead. Bengals-Browns. It's going right down to the wire. 17-16 Bengals lead. There's 19 seconds left, but the Browns do have the ball, but they are at their own 1-yard line. So Joe Flacco has to go 99 yards in 19 seconds to win that game, or get them into field goal range. Maybe not quite 99 yards. Regardless, I would imagine the Bengals end up winning that game. And they held an imposing offense to 16 points. That's good for the Bengals.
Review going on in that Buccaneers-Falcons game because the Falcons are in the red zone trying to score. I believe a pass was called incomplete. The Falcons challenging because they're just outside the 2-minute warning to see if Drake London held on in the end zone to potentially take the lead.
Raiders-Patriots. Pats have the ball, but there's only 69 seconds left.
Nice.
Knew that was coming. 20-10, Raiders lead the Patriots in that one with 1:09 to go. Cardinals-Saints. Cardinals have a 7-point lead on the Saints, but the Saints do have the ball, and they are in Arizona territory with 43 seconds to go. 20-13 the score in that one. Cardinals up on the Saints. Commanders have extended their lead on the Giants with about 4 minutes to go in that one. 21-6 there. The Commanders will have a 1-0 record when they come to Green Bay in 4 days on Thursday for the first official Thursday night football game of the season. Third quarter, Jaguars over the Panthers, still 20-3. And then this game is the best of the afternoon so far. Steelers have the ball. It's the 2-minute warning. They are in Jets territory. They are down by a point. 32-31. Aaron Rodgers, does he have some late game magic in him?
A little update on that. It's 1:12 left, facing a 3rd and 11, just outside of field goal range. Steelers trying to get into field goal range to give themselves an opportunity. So that's and like just on the outside, like if they don't get yardage on the play, they're gonna have a very interesting decision to make. Because again, 4th and 11, long field goal. What are you gonna do?
All right, one final break. We'll keep you posted as these games begin to go final on all the scores here, and we will give our final thoughts. It is Packers-Lions, Week 1 in the NFL, 3:25 kick, just over 20 minutes away from the kick of that one. It's the Packers debut of Micah Parsons. It is the NFL debut for Matthew Golden. A lot of fun to be had in this NFC North heavyweight bout as it's Packers-Lions, 20 minutes away from kickoff. We give our final thoughts and our game predictions coming up next. It's Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin.
We're back with Green Bay Game Day after this on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Hey, it's your friend John McGivern. In a world full of chaos, I'm grateful for a health plan that has my back. Network Health is so reliable and trustworthy, they always put me and over 126,000 members first. It's just what they do and what they've always done for over 41 years. Call 833-7-NETWORK today. HMO and POS plans underwritten by Network Health Plan. Compensation has been provided for using this endorsement of Network Health.
Oh no, there's only seltzer left, and it's passionberry almond fruit? Who comes up with these? Kick the aluminum can to the curb and mix up a cocktail you actually want with Tito's. It tastes great, it's gluten-free, and it's available in a variety of sizes for your convenience. The flavor abilities are endless. Tito's Handmade Vodka, the official spirit of whatever you want to drink. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
The vibrant fall colors and cooler temperatures make for great days out on the golf course. The Island invites you to experience the best of fall golf with late season rounds at Sweetgrass or Sage Run. Fall golf rates run September 15th through the end of the 2025 season, with tee times starting at $75 and stay and play packages from $125. And submit your 2026 golf package requests early to guarantee choice dates. Plan your fall golf adventure today at islandresortgolf.com.
Craving that crispy, cheesy, thick Detroit-style pizza? Well, now you got it with Screamin' Sicilian. Screamin' Sicilian delivers the crunch, the gooey cheese pull, and that light, airy crust that you love, all baked in its own pan for those crave-worthy caramelized edges straight from your home oven. You got the cheese, the pepperoni, multi-meat, or supreme. It's like dining out, but without the hefty bill. Find Screamin' Sicilian in your local grocer's freezer section. Screamin' Sicilian, Detroit-style, thick, crispy, unapologetically screamin'.
Your path to a degree should fit your life, not the other way around. At Lakeland University, you can personalize every part of your college experience. With a main campus in Sheboygan, evening classes across the state, and flexible online options, you choose how and when you learn. Just graduated high school, changing careers, juggling work and life, they've got options for you. You can even earn credit for experience you already have, or for the work you're doing now, saving time and money. Start customizing your future today at lakeland.edu/ESPN. Lakeland University. Experience it your way.
Hi, I'm attorney David Gruber. After an accident, you need a trusted winning team on your side. For more than 30 years, Gruber Law Offices has helped Wisconsin families get the results they deserve. If you've been injured, call our firm today for a free consultation. We're available 24/7. Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
Ready to watch the Packers like a VIP? Cousins Subs put you in the center of it all on the 50-yard line in plush recliner seats, complete with personal TVs and your favorites delivered from Cousins Subs. 2 pairs of fans are selected before each regular season home game to enjoy this one-of-a-kind experience. Enter daily to win the best seats in the house, only from Cousins Subs. Cousins Subs. We believe in better. See rules and eligibility for details.
An unsuspecting driver at a Milwaukee barbershop.
I got an apprentice here shadowing me. I'm gonna put this hot towel on, man. About a good 3 minutes, all right?
The apprentice is Donald Driver.
So when you come here, you drive?
Yes.
Your car got seatbelts?
Yeah.
You wear them?
No.
Okay, but why not?
Because I don't want to.
But do you know you can get a ticket for that?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give you a ticket. Bet you wish you buckle up now. Oh my God.
Donald Driver can't always be there to remind you.
Take it, click it. There we go. Click it or ticket.
And let's reduce fatalities on Wisconsin roadways. Sponsored by Wisconsin DOT.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Let's go. One more segment to do. It's Green Bay Game Day presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Strouf and Neitzel hanging out with you for just a few more minutes as we get you ready. Packers, Lions, 325 kick nationwide. CBS is the TV network, so make sure you flip over to that once you're done with us here, just outside of Lambeau Field at the Tundra Trio. Perfect weather. It feels like fall. This feels like a fall game. Well, because it is a fall game. It's Packers-Lions, an NFC North heavyweight bout, as I have dubbed it, all afternoon long. Gabe Neitzel. There's a lot of excitement for this game. I don't really know what I have expectations-wise. Like, you could tell me this game ends 10-7. You could also tell me this game ends 35-32. I don't really know what to anticipate because I think both of these teams are going to go blow for blow, back and forth, and I think it's going to be really close throughout.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a pretty tight game. Again, the biggest caveat I have to that is Jordan Love taking care of the football. I mean, a lot of the turnovers he's had over the course of his career have come early, and then unfortunately they've come late. Right, he turned the ball over a couple of times last year in the playoff game, had the interceptions the year before in the playoff game against the 49ers, and each of the last 2 years, him as the starting quarterback, the interceptions are, at least the bulk of them, are coming in the first half of the season. And he's got to come out taking care of the football while still, again, balancing that line of being able to make those big plays through the air, whether it's getting the tight ends involved or Matthew Golden involved in his speed. The turnovers are a big thing that I'm keeping an eye on today. Because, again, those are the things that win and lose football games.
100%.
And Jordan Love just needs to take care of the football better.
I am incredibly excited to see what Love looks like. Obviously, there's that thumb part of this, right? Obviously, he had a procedure on his thumb a couple weeks ago. In practice, he hadn't really been running it at full speed, right? He wasn't doing handoffs with the left hand. We'll see. It's his non-throwing hand, so hopefully it doesn't impact things too badly, but obviously it affects snaps and it affects handoffs. So we'll see if he's limited in that capacity at all. But other than that, man, It's full steam ahead. It's a full go for the QB1.
I guess I'm more concerned about the handoffs at this point because it seemed like, at least to the portions of practice open to the media, he was able to take some snaps from under center. But it's, okay, can he hold on to the football and extend it if they want to run a stretch play to the right side?
I must say, I'm just very grateful you're not one of the people who go, well, you should just start Malik Willis. He's better anyway. There's plenty of people that talk like that.
They didn't, They didn't give up what they gave up, as Micah Parsons said, for him to sit on the bench. You didn't pay Jordan Love what you paid him.
You did not pay him $55 million a year to play Malik Willis.
Correct.
That's ultimately the answer. And look,
Malik's a nice insurance policy and a lot better than I thought that he was.
Absolutely.
But Malik is not as good as Jordan Love.
No, he is not. All right, let's take a look at some of these final scores as most of these games are starting to go final here across the NFL. The Steelers have officially beat the Jets after a Chris Boswell 60-yard game-winning field goal. 60 yards for Boswell. The Steelers 34, the Jets 32. Aaron Rodgers 1-0 as a Pittsburgh Steeler, Gabe.
He played a great game today. Had the 4 touchdown passes. Did just enough on that final drive to get them into, I guess, field goal range, as that was a career long for Chris Boswell. But they are now 1-0 as, again, not the game. If I would have looked at all the early games and gone, which one's going to be a shootout in the 30s? Probably the last game out of
Yeah,
Joseph.
probably. Yep, I would have thought, okay, Colts, Dolphins, maybe. Raiders, Patriots, maybe. Not the case. It was Steelers, Jets, final 34-32 as Aaron Rodgers 1-0 as a Pittsburgh Steeler. And I know I shouldn't do this. I'm going to do it, but I shouldn't do this.
Okay.
Aaron Rodgers is leading the MVP conversation through 1 week of the season.
No.
4 touchdown passes for him today. What? What do you mean no?
Justin Herbert is.
Oh, true. Herbert did have a really nice game on Friday. You're right about that. Cincinnati hangs on over Cleveland, 17-16. So unlike last year for Cincinnati, they get a win to start the season. They are 1-0. And like most years for Cleveland, they start the year with a loss, 0-1. 17-16 in that one. Chase Brown, 21 carries, 43 yards, and a touchdown for Cleveland. Joe Flacco threw the ball 45 times for Cleveland. 290 yards and a touchdown for him in the loss. Raiders beat the Patriots 20-13. The Raiders are 1-0, which means the Chargers and the Raiders both 1-0 in the NFC West. We mentioned the Colts 33-8 over the Dolphins as well. The Falcons have taken the lead after a Michael Penix Jr. rushing touchdown. It's 20-17 at the 2-minute warning in Atlanta over the Buccaneers. Commanders still 21-6 at the 2-minute warning in Washington. Commanders will be 1-0 when they come to Green Bay on Thursday, and it is still 20-3 in Jacksonville in the third quarter as the Jaguars lead the Panthers. A couple of games have kicked off in the afternoon slate, but no score in either. Titans-Broncos is one of them, and 49ers-Seahawks the other, but no score in either of those games at 3:05.
I know we gave you a hard time earlier for calling Packers-Lions. Oh, this is a really big game. But typically...
Oh, you're coming around?
Well, no, but
okay.
It's just interesting to me because I've done enough of these now after being here last year with you on Green Bay game day, where sometimes for some games, crowd doesn't care if they show up a little bit late,
correct?
Right? Like, okay,
Well,
get in there halfway through the first quarter.
Beers, right?
The parking lot is as empty as I can remember.
Agreed.
10 minutes before kickoff, and our tailgate here at the Tundra Trio.
It's over. There's no one here.
It's empty. It is completely like everybody wants to be in there. They don't want to miss.
And the last people here were the former players
kickoff.
who are being honored at halftime as part of the alumni. By the way, going to be a really long halftime today. Just a heads up for everybody who's eager beaver like me. You're going to have plenty of time to refill your cup and go to the bathroom and all that at halftime, as the Packers will recognize a bunch of alumni. There's no one at our tailgate anymore. Everybody's in the stadium. The parking lot, like you said, Gabe,
there's a couple of tailgates that are hanging on late in the parking lot, but. Again, I feel like it's at least double what it is currently for a lot of the different games a year ago. But Packers, Lions, Micah Parsons making his Packers debut. People wanted to be in the stadium, make sure they were there for that.
The crowd is going very wild in Lambeau, so I don't know if they just introduced starters or something with about 10 minutes until kickoff, or if the Packers just took the field or what's happening, but a very rowdy crowd at Lambeau Field. Should be a fun one today. All right, we got 5 minutes left with you, which means... it is prediction time. Let's talk about how we think this thing goes down and who will walk out of Lambeau Field 1-0 as we kick off the NFL season in 10 minutes here at Lambeau Field. Gabe Neitzel, the floor is yours.
First and foremost, shout out to the Brewers leading 10-2 over Pittsburgh. Jake Mizrowski, 7 innings.
Good for him.
8 strikeouts, 1 run, 3 hits.
That's a heck of a way to rebound for him. That's good.
So nice, great outing.
Maybe I'll stop saying they should move him to the bullpen. I might take it back now.
Again, you're just the new Bill Johnson. Our buddy Bill Johnson used to call
Bill.
Homer the windsock.
Yes.
You might be the new windsock.
I might be. That's true.
Whatever direction the wind's blowing, that's where Strouf is heading.
Bill Johnson, also a fellow Stevens Point alum, so shout out to Pointers.
Go Pointers and things of that nature.
Okay. Good stuff there, Gabe. Still got 4 hours of radio to do, buddy. By the way, for those of you that are massive Gabe Neitzel fans like myself, he's only getting a 40-minute break. You can hear him on ESPN Radio beginning at 4 o'clock until Green Bay game night comes on.
Yeah, primetime. Myself, Orlando Franklin, will have you for primetime every Sunday during the NFL season over on ESPN Radio. So we'll be updating everybody on all the games happening between that timeline. I'm excited for this. I'm expecting a game, again, that's just going to be kind of back and forth. The Lions have questions, too. I know we focused all of today's show on the Packers, their questions, the things we're excited about. But, I mean, I just watched Aaron Glenn, right? Aaron Glenn's no longer their defensive coordinator. Tomorrow night, you're going to be able to see Ben Johnson. He's no longer their offensive coordinator. I don't know how those guys are going to be as head coaches, but they were pretty good coordinators for the Detroit Lions, and they took some coaches with them, too. So it's not a situation where they were able to... Those aren't even that loud of fireworks. What are you? You're like a dog.
It spooks me. It spooks my dog, too, but it spooks me every time. Sorry, continue.
But the Lions have their questions, too, and I've got a lot of questions.
That's loud.
That's louder. That is much louder. But I've got a lot of questions about Jared Goff because he was a good quarterback even when he had somebody who's looked at as a quarterback whisperer in Sean McVay in Los Angeles. But he decided, I can't win a Super Bowl with this guy, trades him away to get Matthew Stafford, does win a Super Bowl. Goff turned into a different quarterback, a better quarterback, one of the most efficient quarterbacks in the league with Ben Johnson as his offensive coordinator. How much of that was Ben Johnson? How much of that was Jared Goff as he continued to grow? So he's got some things to prove without his old offensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions. And I think that's something worth keeping an eye on because that is a guy, once you get one turnover, they seem to come in bunches, as we saw in their playoff loss last year to the Washington Commanders. So I think having Micah Parsons, getting some of that pressure, pressuring him into bad decisions could be very advantageous for the Green Bay Packers today.
No doubt. All right. And yeah, I think all that analysis is very fair and correct, and I agree with it. And I think, the first opportunity to see, to your point, how good is Jared Goff without Ben Johnson is today. And we will find out throughout the season how big of an impact or lack of an impact those two coaches have made by leaving the Detroit Lions. I think this is a perfect prime opportunity for the Packers to get off to a 1-0 start. Now, again, they're playing one of the best teams in the NFL. No disrespect to the Lions. They are that good. They won 15 games despite being incredibly shredded by injury last year. They're a really, really damn good football team. But here's the thing. So are the Packers. They're back in that conversation with the addition of Micah Parsons. They're back in that conversation with the addition of Matthew Golden. After seeing what they were capable of defensively under first-year coordinator last year, Jeff Hafley, now we are in year 2. It's another year of the system. It's more comfortability. The addition of Micah Parsons opens things up for so many players, including that cornerback room who's dealing with an injury today. No Nate Hobbs for the Packers. So the corner matchups with guys like Jamison Williams, who just signed a big extension, and Amon-Ra St. Brown will certainly be entertaining to see how those corners are able to hold up. But the pass rush will be better than it was a year ago. Packers were one of the worst teams in the league last year at getting to the quarterback and causing pressure and creating chaos. They are going to be better at that this year, thankfully. And obviously today will be our first opportunity to see that. I think this is a low-scoring Packers win. I'm thinking like a 17-14 Packers win today over the Detroit Lions.
So you're saying low-scoring, defenses take over. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I just think, especially after they're going to be looking to get Jamison Williams the ball early and often. After he signed his massive 3-year extension today for the Lions. Both these teams, I think, are going to have some offensive weapons they want to showcase today. I'm going higher score, Packers win 31-27.
You think they inked that deal in Green Bay? The Jamison Williams deal?
Possibly.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I think it was on the road in Minnesota. Chewy always loves to tell a story of Sterling Sharp before one of the seasons open that they played, where he kicked the coaches out the night before and said, "Hey, I'm not playing tomorrow unless I get a new deal."
Okay.
And they ended up obviously getting him a new deal.
There you go. Very good. Uh-oh. We have the sports desk sound. We go to Will Summers, our executive producer. Will.
Micah Parsons was the last one to run out of the tunnel as the defense.
Very good. No wonder it was so loud. No wonder it was so loud. There you go. So Jordan Love called the shot, but now he needs to complete his shot by Micah Parsons getting a sack on the first defensive drive.
We'll have to wait and see who wins the coin toss, things of that nature.
Yeah, we certainly will, as that is probably happening right now, which means our work here is done for week 1 of the NFL season on Green Bay Game Day, presented by the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Homer, Gary Ellerson, Mark Tauscher, Jason Wilde have you immediately following the game on Green Bay Game Night on these very stations, as well as 620
Isaiah
WTMJ.
McDuffie's a captain?
They change it up every game.
Well, no, he was wearing. I thought he had the C on his jersey.
Oh, well, that I don't
know if they're doing season-long captains.
I wonder. I guess we will find out. And yes, our TV is a little bit behind, but here comes Micah Parsons out of the Packers tunnel on CBS. Enjoy the game. Go Pack Go. Let's go. We'll do it again Thursday, beginning at 4 o'clock ahead of Packers Commanders. Thanks for spending your afternoon with us. Go Pack Go. Enjoying the game. We'll talk to you Thursday. Peace.
Hey, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Buying a roof, siding, or windows can feel overwhelming. Hidden costs, confusing contracts. We don't play that game. We educate you so you can